It's time for Twig. Jeff Jarvis is here. Stacey Higginbotham's here. Where Jeff's got the new Pixel Buds, and boy, does he have a major problem with those. Governor Cuomo says Eric Schmitt should run our education in New York State. I might disagree. And we'll talk about Pew Die Pie's exclusive deal. It's all coming up next on Twig. This Week in Google is brought to you from Twit's LastPass Studios. Stay in control when it comes to your company's access points and authentication. LastPass makes enterprise-level security simple for your remote workforce. Check out lastpass.com/twit to learn more.
Podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
This is Twig. This Week in Google, episode 558, recorded Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. And the bridge you rode in on. This Week in Google is brought to you by LastPass. LastPass manages every entry point to your business so you can mitigate risk whether you're working in the office or remotely. No matter where your employees are, LastPass helps you keep peace of mind. Visit lastpass.com/twit to find out how they can help you. It's time for This Week in Google, the show where we cover the latest from Google, the Googleverse. Joining me with a plate of fava beans and a fine Chianti, Jeff Jarvis, Leonard Tao Professor for Journalistic Innovation at the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism at the City University of New York. You like my mask.
You're going to regret that that's on recorded now.
You feel like it looked like Hannibal Lecter and Silence
That's what
of
I
the
said.
Lambs?
Yes. But I think Stacey beat me with a better.
That's Stacey Higginbotham of Stacey on IoT.com and the Stacey IoT newsletter and the IoT podcast with Kevin Toffel. And Stacey thought I was wearing my tidy whities.
It does. It looks like tidy whities.
This is an Etsy mask. This is not, I cannot take credit for this mask.
You wouldn't want to.
Well, yeah, it squishes you. I'm working on a new design that doesn't squish your nose so much and combines the electrostatic properties of silk with the filtering properties of high thread count cotton.
And you're doing this on your own, or are you going to a site to design it?
Well, no. You get patterns, but you can get a variety of patterns and then modify them. For instance, the pattern I was using had a third layer for filter, but I'm now increasingly of the belief that if I have the high thread count cotton and the silk, I don't need a filter layer, and that really complicates not only the manufacture but the breathing and the washing. So the whole thing, it's better if we can just get it to work. But anyway, hello. Welcome back, Stacey. We missed you.
Glad to be back.
It feels like there's less and less to talk about. Maybe it's not that there's less to talk about. I'm less and less interested. It's like it feels like I'm looking at the tech world through the wrong side of the binoculars. It's receding in its importance.
But it's not. It's becoming more a part of our lives in every way. And today, Governor Cuomo, America's governor,
yes,
appointed Eric Schmitt to a blue ribbon panel.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah,
it is and it isn't.
Last week, there was a story about how Eric Schmitt was becoming the primary liaison between the Department of Defense and Silicon Valley.
Yes, this rehabilitation or repositioning of Eric Schmitt is decidedly weird.
I agree.
And is he going to run for president in like 10 years? Because that's what this feels like, the toe into public service. And
I want to see Schmidt versus Zuckerberg. That'll be an interesting race.
Eric Schmitt, for those who don't know, but I'm sure you all do, he was the adult supervision brought in by the founders of Google, Larry Page and Sergey, what's his name? Brin. See, it's receding, I'm telling you. And was the CEO of Google for a long time until Larry Page took the job back a few years ago, saying we don't need adult supervision anymore. And then, of course, shortly after that, Larry Page said, oh, screw it, and he's gone. But Eric has been looking for stuff to do ever since. He is a technical advisor to Alphabet, which sounds to me like just a stipend.
Just keep the money coming.
Yeah. And chair of the U.S. Department of Defense's Defense Innovation Advisory Board. But he's got a job along with Bill Gates to help New York rebuild.
And he was controversial a few years ago because Cuomo brought him in to advise on education, and people were scared of, oh my God, technology, computers, and education. Well, that changed.
There they are touring a school, actually.
Schmidt said today, I respect Eric. I think Eric's very smart, and he knows his stuff, and he's going to talk about telehealth and education and government services, and what I want to see. Because I want it to happen in New Jersey too, but I want to become Estonia.
Okay.
He wants the digital citizenship and digital passports and all of the services.
Well, you don't have to be an Estonian to get that, actually. You can get that anywhere. Although
you can in Estonia.
I was glad I didn't, because they had a bug which caused them to have to reissue all 3 million of them.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. There was a security flaw.
I was almost going to apply for it myself, and then what's the point?
Yeah, it doesn't get you the health care, unfortunately. It gets you everything but the good stuff. So here's where I think it's a good idea. I don't know if Schmidt's the right guy or Bill Gates the right guy. I think it is a good idea during this pause to really think about what we could do better. And if you're New York State, absolutely, it's an opportunity and this is what he's supposed to do, rethink education, health care, the economy, and the school system. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with technology. Yeah, well, the presumption is with technology because it's Eric Schmitt. Bill Gates Foundation chosen to revolutionize online learning for the fall and develop.
That's controversial because the Gates Foundation loves one view of education in Common Core curriculum.
Yeah, they've been funding stuff that not everybody agrees.
A lot of Common Core, and some people don't like Common Core, and it's very controversial.
Every teacher I talk to hates Common Core. Maybe that's
part of that is because we don't give. I think it'd be fine if Common Core was like the base, but they don't have the time and the resources to go beyond that. And Common Core really constrains them in the environment in which, like, if they had half the kids in the class and they had maybe more time in the classroom,
fund it better. Yeah. So Bill Gates, in his annual letter earlier this year, wrote, "When it comes to U.S. education, we're not seeing the kind of bottom line impact we expected. This is why you do not want a businessman to be planning your education. You want an educator to do it." Excuse me. Pardon me. Right?
Well, I mean, but if the goal of education is to, but okay, he's not saying he's using bottom line, but is he actually talking about profit and loss, or is he saying, look, our metric is to create citizens? I mean, because education is to create well-rounded critical thinkers who can participate in democracy, right? That's the old school version, right?
And somewhat to prepare them for the job market and a life ahead.
Yeah, well, and I think the ability to think critically is probably more important now, and the ability to make decisions is more important. And right now, our education doesn't really reflect that. And that's probably a big problem.
Yeah, and the other problem, speaking to somebody, in the lectern at a school, is this should be an opportunity for us to rethink our classes. What is done outside the class, what is done in the classroom, virtual or real. How do we offer support in kind of genius bars, which I've wanted to create for years? How do we do pre-learning, pre-classroom and all that? But the problem right now is every teacher is saying, the train's left the station. I got to figure it out right now. And all they're going to do is replicate. So you do need something considered from the side.
Does more technology help education? I've always felt like they're orthogonal. I mean, obviously, with remote learning, you got to have technology, but it's not going to be that way forever. And I would hate to see what we're doing now be written in stone because, we got to do remote education. Let's just make that the permanent future.
Well, but there is definitely value in taking a look at what's happening in education right now with remote learning, saying this works, this doesn't work. This is where we've had challenges, and this is how we can add it to. I think we're going to have some sort of remote learning, not just because of currently being quarantined, but also because we might not be able to travel as well. So being able to communicate over a screen is going to become important. Being
Good
comfortable
point.
with this. Oh, go on, Jeff.
No, I was agreeing with you. That's all. I just said.
You just said good point.
Good point.
What just happened?
Jasmine Gripper, Executive Director of the Public Education Advocacy Organization Alliance for Quality Education, released a statement in response. At present, where available, technology is serving an essential purpose in providing some educational access for children to safely learn during this crisis. But we cannot allow online education to supplant efforts to get them back into schools with teachers once the crisis passes.
Yeah, but the teachers, how at risk do you want to be?
Well, no, once the crisis passes.
What? Well,
Yeah,
okay,
but
so
that could
2
be a
years
long
from now.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd
That
be
could
so,
literally be 2 years from now.
be so sad to me if that's. I mean, I think that is substandard education. Honestly.
It depends. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's a different experience, and I think you would have to augment that type of education in different ways. So if you're always doing this, then you have to think about, okay, what are the outside experiences that you need to build for kids?
I have a little experience with this because our son has been on an online high school for the last year. It's called Connections Academy. It's a public school. It's funded by the California state because it's a charter school. His teachers are all online. We have Lisa has intentionally supplemented it with in-person tutors, obviously until recently, and other social activities, trying to make it a more well-rounded experience. But I'll give you an example that happened today. Michael wrote, I thought, a great paper about being a teenager during the COVID crisis. It was really good. He did it with a tutor that he's been going to for a long time. He has a good relationship with. They work together on it. He submitted it to the online school, and the teacher said, F0, you uploaded it wrong.
Oh, that's just. Well, I get the same thing. You didn't follow the.
He did, by the way.
Grid.
He did, right?
And that has nothing to do with technology. It's nothing to do with the metal.
Yeah.
It's an a-hole teacher. Period.
Yeah, but just gives a-holes a better opportunity to be an a-hole.
No, they exist
doesn't,
in the
because
world too. No,
She'd find ways to ding him in real life too, huh?
And I will say, I'm not a fan of this, but it does teach you a lot about life in general and fairness.
That's what Lisa did with it. No, you're very right, very right. It was a teaching moment, right? Lisa said, you're going to have bosses and other teachers who are going to be like this. This is how people are
Or just
sometimes.
filing your taxes.
Right.
Like, this is why you don't wait till the last minute to file your taxes, because what if the website's down? It's not like you can call the company.
He did do it right. We verified it. It was her, whatever her issue was. Yeah.
Well, and then he gets
here's
the
an
chance to
educational
go
issue.
and argue.
Right.
So I need your help on this. Here's an educational issue we have at my school. Talking with the dean just yesterday, who you met. So she's trying to figure out how to do distancing in the space. Everybody who has any kind of space is doing that, and what's acceptable and what's not. And she said, the thing that hits me is the bathrooms. And one issue is, can people be in at the same time or not? We have, in the men's, we have 2 urinals and 2 stalls. Should you be that close or not? That's one issue. How do we have a signaling system? But the second is cleaning the surfaces. So when I was in Davos years ago, I think I showed this video well, I can't find my video, but I showed a version of this video on the show. At the bottom of other, where it belongs, is video of a self-cleaning toilet seat. Now, we need this, and I haven't seen anybody else doing the same thing. Are you going to get in trouble for that video? It has no sound. Here we go.
We have them in San Francisco, but the whole room seals off. It's a French
toilet. That's a different thing.
The whole room seals off, and the whole thing is disinfected. All right. I mean, this is trivial. The more important thing is: are we going to let this crisis change education? Jasmine Gripper also said Hurricane Katrina spelled the end of public schools in New Orleans, which never reopened after the storm. That's not good. That was because of physical destruction of them. It's different. We have a neutron bomb that's come through here. Okay. Up-to-date technology is an essential classroom tool, but it will never replace the face-to-face interactions and relationships with caring teachers that form the bedrock of a child's education.
No one is trying to say that it would.
No one, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Blah.
Bill Gates and Eric Schmitt might well be.
No, what they're trying to say is use it. You make better use of the tools available, and we're still acting like it's 1540.
I'll tell you,
sitting in a classroom.
I was advisor to my kids' high school. I was on the board of trustees, and it was a one-to-one high school where they gave laptops to every entering freshman. But most of the good teachers said laptops closed when you entered the door, and it was about in an interaction. And they thought I would be all promoting all this new technology in the classroom. And I said, no, there's nothing to replace.
They don't know your contrarian self.
Well, there's just nothing to replace a teacher.
No one's saying that.
Okay, yeah, we're not saying that. And I will say, so no one's replacing a teacher. No one's saying that all remote learning is the best learning. I don't think anyone really wants to do that. But given the exigencies, sure, of the current time.
You're just showing how educated you are.
Showing how erudite I am? No. Given what's going on, you have got kids they have to access remotely. And how can they do that in a way that allows them to have an interaction? And I think my daughter's school has really done actually a very good job. They have the kids come on for like a 15-minute lesson. They break them up into groups on Zoom. And the kids work together on projects and they meet again. And the time is still allocated. So they have to be working on their, inside the Google Docs so people can talk to them and see them. But it doesn't, there's no getting rid of a teacher. And eventually they will hopefully go back to the teacher. They may go back at weird times. They may not all be in the same place at the same time because of social distancing. But no one's saying like an AI is going to teach your kids via.
No, but I would say we should be really cautious at this moment when you get somebody like Bill Gates and Eric Schmitt informing you on what the future of education should look like, that it is not going to be a hands-on experience. Admittedly.
That's not true. No, the Google guys, Eric Schmitt may not have been, but it's Sergey and
well, but that's not on the board. They're not. Sergey and Larry are not on the board. It's
but
Eric
they were
Schmitt.
Montessori trained.
Yeah, but it's
and
Eric.
They
but
really
but it's not them.
but no, Eric, no. So Leo, let me give you an example. Right. So we waste classroom time. Right. This is a graduate school, but we waste classroom time right now saying this is how you use Final Cut. Pick a tool, right?
Yeah.
And then hit this button, then hit that button, then do this, then do that. Would be far better taught, number one, on video. And there's tons of great things like Linda out there that teach that. Number two, when I was toying with deanships some years ago, I wanted to create genius bars where the student can pick their means of learning. Here's the outcome. Here's what you need to learn. Pick your means of learning, get help whenever you get stuck. When you hit the outcome, then you can move ahead. And then classroom time can be used at a much higher level. I've taught these tools where you have 20 students in a class, 15 students in a classroom. One person has a problem. Nobody else has that problem. Everybody else waits while you deal with that one student's problem, which you got to do. But it means it's incredibly inefficient learning. And the classroom lecture structure is not right for that. So my point is hybrid learning. Some things are better taught at your own speed, in your own way, with your own help. Other things are best taught together. And we've got to learn how to separate those things. And this is an opportunity. We're going to lose this opportunity.
With that in any respect. All I'm saying is I would far prefer to see educators in this conversation than tech executives.
Oh, they'll scream their way into it.
They better.
Yeah, they'll get there.
Because I don't think tech executives are very well equipped to talk about education. I think educators, educators should be consulted on this, not tech executives.
So here's the other issue. So we said going into the fall, I hope I'm not revealing anything, but I'm on a committee about just this at my school, right? And I have long cursed at Blackboard, and I won't use Blackboard. Nobody in our faculty will use Blackboard. Well, but some teachers, now if you're distant, you need to have some standard structure to say, here are the assignments, here's where you put it, here's how you get the grade if you graded, right? Here's the syllabus. So we kind of agreed we got to pick one, and there's lots of good options out there. We had no time. The school already has a contract, so okay, it's Blackboard. I would far prefer to have had some resource to say, here are the goals for a classroom learning management system. And to have smart people say, here are some options for us. But we didn't have any options because we just basically had one in the end. It's the default. So if they do their job well, they can present tools. Now, if all they do is sell us, Windows, that's
I'm
not
just sick of the fetishizing of billionaires, thinking that they somehow have some magic key to the way the world works. And we got to get the billionaires. They got Michael Bloomberg in there. They got Eric Schmitt in there. They got Bill Gates in there.
Bloomberg has been the mayor of New York. So he's dealt with the teachers unions.
Yeah, he's
notoriously.
Bloomberg's going to be doing contact tracing. I don't know if he has a whole lot of experience with contact tracing.
But Bill Gates has proven himself to be intellectually curious about far more than technology.
I agree.
He funds a lot in education.
I agree.
He funds a lot.
And so I think the key, and I think this going forward just in general, is people need to value creativity, curiosity in a spirit of inquiry in a way that historically we haven't. And we have to do this because the world is going to change very quickly.
Absolutely.
COVID
I
or
agree.
not.
This is a huge opportunity. But I
and
think
these are people who successfully mastered those, like Schmidt.
I think billionaires are warped personalities and should not be allowed in any public capacity. Period.
Oh, you just sound like what's his name?
No, they are. They don't live in the real world. They don't live in a normal world. They have no experience with the normal world. And if they did, it was many years ago. And it does not somehow give them qualifications. They just know how to make a lot of money. That is, to me, the worst qualification for any of this.
Well, welcome to my world. When you go for funding.
Well, I understand.
You're going to people who have
massive flaw. Yeah, and then you get Jeffrey Epstein funding MIT.
Well, but the alternative is to tax the hell out of them, which sounds good, but then it goes into government, and I don't want Donald Trump making these decisions. Sorry, Stacey. I just had to get back to that.
No, I was going to say people also listen when they call. And I would say that both Bill Gates and Eric Schmitt and Mike Bloomberg even are very comfortable calling on people who are smarter than them and listening to them. They respect knowledge. And I think we're seeing right now how detrimental it is when you don't have people in positions of authority or power who don't respect knowledge. Is that a low bar? 100% it is. But even if they've made a lot of money,
I just would like to see
have that.
People with expertise in these areas be the leaders of these groups.
Well, okay, so here's what I'll agree with you.
Terrible leaders.
Okay.
So the president's son-in-law and the stories in the Washington Post today and yesterday exactly prove your point. Take a bunch of well-meaning amateurs. I'm a growth hacker. I know how to do this, right? And they screwed up the process royally. So that's where you're right.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lesson we've learned. There's such an opportunity here to really, it won't happen, I know, but to address all of the fractures in our society that this COVID has brought to the fore. Income inequality, underfunding of healthcare, underfunding of education. There's all sorts of things that are coming up because this has put a spotlight on them. To bring in billionaires to solve it seems like to bring a firebug in to put out a fire.
So don't look at them as billionaires. Look at them as business people. And I think there is a value in someone having to make hard decisions because every good CEO, not the crappy ones, but they have to take conflicting goals and priorities and figure out which direction to go. So your experiences in listening to people who know what they're talking about, who are advocating for their side, and then coming up with either a compromise or saying, nope, we're definitely doing this, right? And when you think about governments and you look at things like historical revolutions, what you've seen are people who maybe make it all the way and then can't do that. They can't abandon maybe some of their goals to actually function in society. So in some ways, a successful businessman or woman, let's just throw that out there, business person,
Thank you,
is able to evaluate and make those tough choices, which is a skill set that we as an electorate, as people, as individuals, hate to make tough choices. But it's hard. And that's kind of one reason we're here, because we hate it so much that we'll just, instead of thinking about the nuances, we're like, this tribe or this tribe. And then we get nowhere. Anyway.
Here's another piece too, Stacey, on the business piece, but I think you're right. Then we're fetishizing, to use Leo's word right now, opening up, getting back to normal. It's going to kill people. What we should be doing is figuring out how to do as much business as possible given the circumstances we have now. And there's a lot of things we could be doing. One. Point two is we also need to be looking at what the future is going to be like after this. On this Gallup call today, they said they talked to one major insurance company that is going to tell every employee who absolutely does not have to be in the office to not come back to the office until 2021. They've already stretched out there. You're going to see a lot of companies that are saying, I'm reconsidering real estate. In the short term, I've got to have fewer people in the space. In the long term, I don't need all this space. I know of one major company, I won't say which one, but one we talk about sometimes, that has been surveying employees to say, if you didn't have to come to the office all the time, where would you live?
Right.
And so we're going to change things pretty radically. And for some people, it's not a bad thing. I live out here in the Sylvan Woods. Maybe I stay out here most days. I was a stupid professor who went in every day. Maybe that was dumb. I don't know. It could affect people's lives for the better in the long run, but there will be tools needed. There will be structures needed. And right now what we're doing is just saying, this will all end pretty soon. We don't know when. And then everything's going to be back the way it was. False. Wrong. Not going to happen. Life has changed for at least a decade. And then by the time you've changed it that much, you're not going to go back. So I think we need advice. Now, should the business people be the head of the committee? That's interesting. Should it be instead a scientist? Should it instead be somebody else? I don't know. But should they be there? I agree with Stacy.
I do wonder if work from home is going to become the status quo. Why didn't we do that sooner? Since we've had the capability, and it would save money on gas, travel, real estate, control.
Companies didn't want to, and I mean, it is a risky thing to say, don't come into the office. Not everybody. And again, like, what is it? 60% of people so far are like, I love it. And there are still 40% of people who are like, I miss people.
Well, so, a lot of, I mean, I think you do both, right? You might love it.
Yeah.
You might love the freedom, but you also get lonely.
I don't know.
It's hard to concentrate, all that.
Yeah. We're the wrong,
you know how to do it.
We're the wrong people to ask because we're introverts. We work from home, most of us. So, we're the wrong people to ask. But
it's also, some jobs can't be done remotely. And that's worth talking about or thinking about. And I also think as we go back, we've got some really interesting issues that are going to come up about who is responsible for enforcing things like social distancing or wearing masks in the office, because we're going to have to set up these policies, and people being people are going to violate them unwillingly or unknowingly. And historically, we've had pretty weak HR representation for people who are kind of
haven't we, though?
Problematic.
Most big offices have a safety person, a designated safety person who's responsible.
Well, that's just to get you to the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a person who will report to someone. Is it HR? Does your HR
but their
department?
job is also to get you to the stairs, is to, if there's...
That's the poor schlub who forgot to run away when they went around looking for volunteers.
Exactly.
I think that guy has a job now for not only getting you to the stairs, but getting you to wear your mask.
That person is going to be the bathroom monitor.
Yeah.
And literally make sure that there aren't too many people in the bathroom, and literally make sure it's cleaned up. And who's going to do that? Do you have to have somebody go in after every use? What does this mean?
No, Jeff. There's stuff right now. Like, so what happens is,
Jeff
like,
is
you should be able to go into a bathroom and never
the
touch the
cleanliness
surface
of the bathroom.
Yeah, it is an issue. Like, when you said that, I was like, crap, because you remember how
that's the one place we all come together. Well, not at the same time. We all end up there. The other place that's equally problematic, maybe more so, is our company kitchen. We told everybody there's no food there. Take it all home if you want any of it, but you're no longer to use the company kitchen, because that's another place people congregate and leave germs.
You're going to have bigger break rooms where people can sit 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Well, how do you do a meeting?
That was the weirdest thing when
Zoom.
I went to the doctor's office. The elevators. I hadn't thought about this, but elevators they have little.
Problematic.
Only 4 people could get on an elevator at a time.
That's still
face the other way, right? Face the corner.
It was. Yeah, they had little signs telling you to face this way.
Oh, please.
And you would stand at a corner and do this. But yeah, it was like
our stairways. We're on the 3rd and 4th floor of our building. Our stairways we can't use, and the dean's going to fight hard for us to be able to use them again, because otherwise right now we wait forever for the elevators. We cram in them.
I mean, if you were going to do this right, you'd rethink a lot of things. Everything would be. Everything should be up in the air because. A, this is probably going to happen again in our lifetime. And B, this is an opportunity to do it a little bit better, do it right, to start over.
Yes.
Not that that's going to happen, but, it is it's an opportunity.
I have talked to people about Madam A in elevators. So you say, Madam A.
Don't touch a button. Well, I bought those silly things on Instagram. I haven't got it yet. The brass.
The knuckle?
You did buy it.
Yeah, I bought 2 of them. One for me, one for Lisa. So you press the elevator button with it. It's a little brass thing you keep on your keychain, or actually what I'm going to do is keep it on my belt with one of those things that Schneier.
The new definition of nerd, yeah.
You can open doors with it. You can push buttons with it.
You can wear it around your neck with your employee ID.
No, I don't want to because it's dirty. It's filthy.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay, got it.
Keep it away from my face. Yeah, I mean, the hopeful thing is here's a chance to rethink everything. Remember when Marissa Mayer took over as CEO at Yahoo, what's the first thing she did? All you guys working from home, you're coming in.
Right.
Yeah. And that is very much a control thing. You do have to learn how to work remotely. And some jobs are better suited for it. Like I would have probably failed if I didn't have to turn in a story every 2 hours, right? So that got me people on really long-term projects, you're going to end up with the people who actually did their term papers over time as opposed to the night before.
You're one of them. You would do your homework.
I'm not. No, I'm a journalist core all the way. Like I don't work until the deadline is like
Me too. I never always do my best work on deadline.
And then your editor's like, hey, what about that story? Yeah. It's due in an hour. And you're like, I'm just tweaking it for you, which means
I'm writing it
starting it right now.
Right now.
So I learned how to be, pardon me for the sexism of this title, rewrite man on newspapers way back when we had that. Right? You had the headset phone on, you'd get all the notes from the reporters in the field, and then you'd write.
Is that how you started?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And so then we wrote on books.
That's so front page of you.
It's very front page. So we wrote on half books. Have I described this to you before? It was a half sheet of paper. And so you could fit one paragraph on. And you had like the whole bunch of carbon paper children, we made to make copies. And you type with an ice pick to get it out. And then you tear it out of the typewriter and you'd scream, "Copy!" I love that. I just love that. And some kid who's 6 months younger than me would come and trundle around and take the things around, right? So
those were the days, man.
And so the first paragraph was being typeset as I'm writing the 6th paragraph, right? We'll go through the process. So I learned how to write fast.
There is a discipline to that, yeah. And
there's very much discipline to that.
Mistake-free, right? You can't make a mistake.
So my first use of a computer, I was the only person in the Chicago Tribune who used them, was 1973. That's how old I am, 74. And
they had computers in the early 70s?
We did. We were one of the first. I didn't know it was a scab system. I taught the entire newsroom what a cursor was. But it changed how I wrote. Right? My point finally, is my rewrite me said, write it all through and then take every minute you have to edit it.
Right.
Right. So it completely changed the way I thought and operated. So yes, Stacey, I'm still tweaking.
I still think that's a better way to do it, though. Write it all through and then go back. Right? Yeah.
Now I'm trying to do with a book.
You get stuck on paragraph 1 for hours.
No, you can't get stuck on paragraph 1 if you're writing news. Paragraph 1 writes itself.
Oh, okay. Who, what, when, where, why?
Yeah, I'm like, unless you're doing a feature, which is a totally different style of writing.
I could spend hours on the lead alone. I just like writing leads. God. I wrote a lead.
You don't
just
have a
the
lead.
Other day.
You don't have a story.
You don't have a story. That's right.
I used to have a journalism professor who would tell us that.
I wrote a lead the other day that had 3 cliches in one sentence.
Trying to set a record.
All unrelated, by the way. Yeah, it hurt me, but I had to cut them out. Let's take a little break, come back. There's lots more. I am honestly, something has happened to me over the last few days where I've lost the will to live. So I don't really care about any of this stuff. So I'm going to let you guys pick the stories you want to talk about because I'm fading away.
Stacey is looking quite shocked and worried right now.
I'm fading away.
What can we do for you?
Maybe, Jeff, you can help me. Was there ever a point in your life where you just went, oh, I just turned old?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I went straight from Wunderkind to old fart.
Yeah.
With nothing in between.
That happened on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theo, maybe you're depressed and you should take a break.
Oh, I'm definitely depressed. I can't take a break.
Ant can come and host the show where Jason for a little bit. Take a break.
No. I have to come and do my show. This is what I was made to do. I'm going to die in this chair. Fortunately, it has nice big wings for my head.
See, the problem is you're saying you're angry and depressed, but you have happy voice broadcast.
That's my job. I should always sound happy and smiley. You write the whole article before editing. I smile the whole way through.
This is a good time to take a break, even just for a week. You can't fight through this. It doesn't change.
We're going to Germany in 2 weeks for the Oberammergau Festival.
Wow.
That might have something to do with it. That's off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't focus on that. Go find something to look forward to.
It's not really
that.
It's not a big deal. The only issue is I look at these stories and I go, oh, who cares? It doesn't, because it's less important than it used to be. I swear to God, I'm looking through the wrong end of the binoculars. It's like, Google, Australia. Do you really care? Do you really the revised publisher code process in Australia? We should talk about it, I guess.
Okay, well, if you don't care, then people are not going to listen to your show. We have to find things that matter to all of us.
They don't care either. They're just as depressed.
He didn't care about the toilet either. I thought he'd get into the toilet. He didn't care. He just dismissed it. He flicked it off.
Self-cleaning toilet. Oh, Jeff.
I care about Pixel Buds. I care about.
We're talking about that, folks. We're talking.
I care about.
Look, you got them already. How'd you get them so fast?
We're talking about that.
How'd you get them so fast?
Talking about that.
All right, now I'm excited. Something very shiny to talk about.
Toys. All right, see, stay tuned for toys.
We have something to talk about.
We haven't shared my news.
That's right. Oh, and Stacy
is that a tease or does that?
No, save it. That's a tease. She's got some very good news.
I'm trying to help Leo out since he's lost the will to live.
I have lost the will to live, but Stacy is bringing a new life into the world. So that's very exciting for all of us.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, that's not the news? Never mind.
Next.
Turn the page, as Paul Harvey would say, page 2. Our show today brought to you by LastPass. I do love my LastPass. I love me some LastPass. I've been setting up new computers recently, and I note new phones. The first thing I do, I install LastPass because that is going to facilitate everything else I do in setting up the computer. LastPass is more than just my personal password manager, though. And in fact, we use LastPass Enterprise at TWiT. And I am so glad we do because we have a lot of employees at home, almost all of them. That's, your remote workforce is now a big part of your business. But the minute they go remote, they become a security risk. They're no longer in the office. They're no longer protected by the office network. Fortunately, with LastPass, the transition from in-office to in-home has been easy. LastPass lets our IT team still be the gatekeeper. IT is in complete control over which employees are accessing which resources. That's important. Employees have the keys to the kingdom. They have their bank accounts. They have the databases, the websites. Everything we do, the employees have passwords and access to. But LastPass keeps control. We know who's doing what with what. We've got unified visibility over both access and authentication. We don't use a lot of SSO apps. I wish we did because I love single sign-on. LastPass has 1,200 plus single sign-on apps, which they're better than passwords because it's just a click on the phone. The employees love it, and you'll love it because it's more secure. I want to use more of them, but we use so many custom apps, we just don't have them. But if you have that opportunity, man, that's great. There's Amazon, there's Salesforce. It's just so much easier. They're also, of course, the best password management in the world. In fact, the vault is so secure, decrypted only at device level, that I put everything in it. LastPass doesn't have the keys. LastPass can't see it. Only I can see it. So I put my passports, not that I'll ever need them again, my social security number, I might be needing that, driver's license, everything's in LastPass. Love LastPass. And because your employees are going home, they may not have the same high-quality bandwidth they have at work. LastPass even offers an offline mode, both for password management and multi-factor authentication. So even if their spotty Wi-Fi is getting in the way, they'll still have authentication. They'll have access to their passwords and all the data in there. And as I said, we're putting so much valuable data in there besides just passwords. It's important. Those secure notes are fantastic. Makes it easy for your team to collaborate. We're all doing, Zoom calls. We're all collaborating. We're working online. LastPass lets remote employees securely share passwords across teams so they can stay on top of critical projects. The average business, I just read this on the LastPass blog, has 185 shared folders. That's crazy. Businesses really need to consider implementing policies and tracking reports on shared password activity. Make sure employees are operating securely. And you can do that with LastPass. The IT department does not give up control. You get seamless collaboration with coworkers. It's easy for the workers, the employees, but you still have that security that you need. And with all these phishing attacks, you'll be very glad to know LastPass never autofills passwords on suspicious websites. And if you've got employees using VPNs, as we do, LastPass adds an additional layer of security directly to your VPN through biometric multi-factor authentication. We're going to do an event with LastPass just a couple of weeks, May 14th, not even 2 weeks, a week from Thursday, a week from tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific. It's a presentation. We were going to do this in person. Obviously, we'll be streaming, but that means you all get to see it. Cybersecurity and Identity Trends Unlocked. I'll be moderating a panel including Steve Gibson, the great Andrew Keene. He is a hoot. And Gerald Buchelt, the CISO from Log Me In. It's Thursday, May 14th, 1 p.m. Pacific. You can watch our live panel at twit.tv/live, but we'll also put it on our Twit events feed so you can watch later. We're going to talk about this changing universe that we're in and how that's going to impact digital identity for businesses, for individuals. It's going to be fascinating. May 14th, a week from Thursday, twit.tv/live. LastPass. Thank you, LastPass, for supporting everything we do here. You'll get simple security access across every access point with LastPass. If you're not using it, quick, go to lastpass.com/twit and find out how LastPass can help your business employees stay productive and secure. lastpass.com/twit. Thank you, LastPass. Here we are in the Twit LastPass
Yay,
studios.
LastPass.
I'm setting up a studio at home, but I'm going to bring a LastPass studio sign. I'm going to have the LastPass remote studios in my house.
So do you think you might start doing it from home? Or
it's a backup, but I have all, what's funny? What did we spend, John? Probably almost $1 million on gear, on cameras, on TriCasters. I don't know, a ton of, more than that? Yeah, a lot of money. I'm sorry, it's Jeff behind that. But it's expensive. Nowadays, $300, I got an A10 Mini. I mean, it's so cheap. I could say I have a switcher, a hardware switcher. I've got multiple cameras. I'm going to bring some lights home. And I've got an effect. By the way, the switcher, the A10 Mini, I just found out has some of the best keying. It has ultimate keying built into it. So I could set up a green screen and you wouldn't know. I might be there right now.
What room are you going to do it in?
My den, my office, my home office is perfect for it. I took out some of the furniture. I've ordered a work table that looks kind of steampunky. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. Got a real fireplace in there as opposed to
I want Cooking with Leo. I want you to use I want you to make Stacy jealous.
Did you
using
see
the
what
thing.
we did on our after hours on Friday? I wasn't involved because I thought it was too dangerous. We did a Iron Chef, a cooking competition with Micah and Ant and Jason. Andy Anako and Mary Jo Foley were the judges, but it was all virtual. If you haven't seen it, go to twit.tv or youtube.com/twit and see it. It was hysterical. So Anthony Nielsen, who produces a lot of our most creative stuff, gave them 3 secret ingredients in a paper bag. You ready? Ready for this? Snails, nopalitos, what is that? Pickled cactus. Pickled cactus.
It's prickly pear cactus.
Yeah, but in a jar, and dragon fruit. And then there was inside that a surprise 4th ingredient, dried beef.
Jesus.
You've got to get like at least 2 of the ingredients to sort of work well together.
Well, we were having fun. It was actually, they got 1 hour, and then Anthony, who is also a sadistic son of a gun, took like 20 minutes out, just like in the middle, saying, yeah, we're going to be done soon. But everybody worked so hard. Ant was great. Ant had pork chops, and his secret ingredient was butter. And he was like, oh, it was so great. It was so cool.
What liquor did they all serve during this?
Ant was doing whiskey. Mary Jo Foley was drinking a really interesting mango sour. She likes the beer. I think Jason might have had some wine. He had his two young daughters helping him, so maybe there wasn't any. And I can't remember what Micah was drinking, but Micah set up a crane cam and, like a table camera. It was so fun. This week, Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to do the match game. It turns out Dick DeBartolo, who we love and has been with us since the beginning, almost 15 years, but he's also been with Mad Magazine for more than 50 years. But way back when, Mark Goodson and Bill Todman had a game show called The Match Game. And it was
I remember it well.
Stacy,
have you ever heard of it? Oh, yeah.
No.
Gene Rayburn. Well, but what you don't know is that the show was within inches of being canceled because it was terrible. It wasn't interesting at all. The idea of the match game is you have a panel of famous.
No, I think it was. Yeah, and I think I did. I have to get you to say the words.
That was password.
It was password. No. Match game was.
I can't remember.
Gene Rayburn with a long microphone.
You'd answer a question. There'd be blanks. Dumb Dora was so dumb.
That's right.
How dumb was she? She thought a brick was a. Anyway, and so, but the reason it was almost canceled is because the questions weren't that interesting. They were terrible. They were just with a blank. I had blank for breakfast today. Dick said, look, let me write these questions. I can make it funny. Here's the story. It's really incredible. He saved the match game by creating Dumb Dora and all of those sexy innuendo blank questions and stuff.
Dumb Donald, he was even prescient.
Dumb Donald, he knew about Dumb Donald. So Dick saved that. So he still has original match game questions. He still is the best writer of match games. So we are going to let Dick be the Gene Rayburn of our match game on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And Jeff, you've been on our after hours, but I don't think you have, Stacy. Have you?
They're during Fika Friday.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that 2 weeks ago. Fika Friday.
I did do an AMA that was not during Fika Friday.
But we've moved it to a bad time for you. I'm sorry. Anyway, It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's great.
Yeah. See, I got excited about that. Now, how did you get those Pixel Buds so fast?
They just came. I ordered them as soon as they came up, only white.
The first Pixel Buds, that was really an act of faith because the first Pixel Buds were god-awful.
Right. And I've been wanting something like this. I still used wired ones. So, want the report?
Yeah.
So, they're
These
small.
Are Bluetooth headphones. They're kind of like Apple's AirPods. They don't have that string anymore connecting them, and they go in a battery charging case, but they're bigger.
They're bigger, and they go in. So there's the usual 3 rubber thingies at the end. I needed the big one.
I actually like that. The AirPods Pro do that now, and that makes a big difference.
It stays in the ear well.
And the bass is better when they seal like that.
Why is it?
What?
It was starting to play. So I could walk with them. I could do things with them. They didn't fall out because my ears do not work with.
Yeah. Shush. By the way, the Google Voice Assistant is in them. Talking.
Yeah, if you hold down your finger, I'm getting a Fiona Apple actually.
Oh, I love the new album. Do you love it?
The new album.
It's great. Great, killer.
What's it?
Better bring the bolt cutters.
Bolt cutters.
Better bring the bolt cutters.
Break out of the closet.
Too long.
I love Fiona Apple.
So there's the good news, right? Yes. They feel good. They fit well. They sound good. So and I put in the thing. There's a huge Reddit thread. If I'm sitting here using them, work fine. Go outside, start walking. For some strange reason, the sound will cut out in each one with no sense. It's not a Bluetooth issue, I'll bet. There's something in it about how it's detecting in the ear or something. I had the small rubber things at first. I replaced them with the big so they'd seat firmly. And I can walk for 10 minutes and it's fine. Then suddenly it starts going crazy. It's not where the phone is. I can move the phone anywhere. It doesn't matter.
126 people on Reddit complaining of the same exact problem.
Now, here's the weird
Bluetooth
thing.
thing?
I don't think so.
Might be
ear
detection. Might be
it's
ear
when you
detection.
move. I think it's ear detection. I think it is.
Yeah.
Because when I had the smaller rubber thing, it was worse. Since it's gotten awful. So they had me. I went on to Twitter, and I'm very nice about it. They're being very nice. And I told them I was on the show today, and I said, if you can give me a solution before the show, it would be good, but they haven't. So, I think it was something about the fitting. And if you walk, not that it's not jostling or anything, but it just gets whacked out. Here's the other weird thing. I think it probably has nothing to do with it. But if I cup my hand over the ear, I'm not touching it, just cupping it over, the sound will go off. Move it away, sound goes back on. Sound goes off.
So it's ear detection. Or you could be
some
blocking
kind of
the
detection.
Bluetooth. Do you have a metal hand?
No.
Actually,
This is my portable Faraday cage. Bloop.
actually, Stacy,
Would block
even
Bluetooth,
the
I
hand
guess,
might be enough to, because there's
So that's probably separate. That's probably nothing.
No, because
I'm just trying to figure
when
out what it is.
I have my jobbers in, there are Bluetooth, and that doesn't. If I cup my hands over my ears, it doesn't do
that.
anything.
I have
Because
to
when I'm
say,
walking outside, sometimes I'm like,
I really resent the tech companies pushed us to wireless headphones. Google just as bad as Apple now that you have to have a Bluetooth headphone for your Pixel 4 because I don't think Bluetooth's that good.
it's
but I
getting
don't-
better,
I
and they
just
updated the
don't think it's
protocol
Bluetooth.
just this last year to be better at audio codecs.
Yeah,
at low power.
They have new high quality. Besides aptX, there's something else new, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so what are my options here? Hold on a second, 1 second. If you could come up with some, so there's adaptive sound, which was off. It adapts based on the, so there's a little microphone here, right? Obviously for the phone. So it would use that. I thought maybe that's off already.
I have to say
Then there's
the original Google Buds were terrible. They were so awful.
everybody had a problem.
Yeah.
Then there's in-ear
And
detection.
they never fixed it, by the way.
So there's in-ear
Well, they
detection.
just abandoned it.
Yes. That's one way to fix it.
That's right.
Oh, screw it.
So I turned that off. I haven't gone back out. The problem is I have to go out for a walk to find out whether they work or not. Like last night I
should
went
be
out
going
after
out
I
for a
reset.
walk.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm doing that every
Anyway,
day.
it's good
Doing it
for
every
you.
day. But I already did my walk. And it's going to rain. So
I'm
not
too
gonna
depressed
go out
to
and
walk,
walk.
so I just go to bed early and get up late.
Well, I just drink.
Theo, why don't we schedule a walk or something, and we'll get you out there.
Oh, you're so
really-
kind.
Yeah.
That's very thoughtful of you. It's okay. It's not your cross to bear.
I know, but man,
Hey,
I want
it's
you to
like-
you're in
wear
my
your-
friend orbit. I've got to do something.
Wow,
Yeah.
you think of me as a friend? Now I'm really touched.
Otherwise, I would not
really
do the
thought
show.
you hated my guts.
I don't hate your guts.
Just hate the part of me, but not all of me. No, I'm very
No.
touched that you care enough to say, snap out of it, Laporte.
I'm not trying to say snap out of it. I'm trying to say that you are an important person who should not
Oh,
feel
I'm gonna
this way,
cry.
and let's try
People
to
are
get
depending
you
on
over it.
you
Well, that's why I
to,
show up.
to
I
brighten
show
their
up.
week.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think if I could just get a haircut, I think I'd feel
Yeah.
so much better.
So are you think? I'm thinking. Well, so I got a question for you.
Isn't it getting to? Some people in the chat room are saying the same thing. I feel like it's starting to get to us. We are now in our 6th week of a shutdown. More than that, 7th week of shutdown in the Bay Area. It's starting to get to me, but I don't want. At the same time, I don't want to go out there either. So
No,
it's terrifying.
No. Well, here's what's terrifying: is that I honestly believe it's a year and a half more of this.
I agree with you. And there's no evidence there will be a vaccine. There's no vaccine for HIV. There's no vaccine for the common cold. There's no vaccine for SARS or MERS, right?
Right.
So there's no evidence that there'll be a vaccine. But I don't want to depress anybody. So maybe there will be.
Even if there is no vaccine, people are resilient. We will come up with
we'll
ways
figure out something.
to do something.
Yeah.
It may not go completely back to
Some
normal.
of us will move underground, and the rest of you can get sick. That's my plan. I'm hanging with the billionaires. I figured they've already started drilling. By the way, what do you think of Elon Musk these days? Speaking of,
are we only going to become that crazy?
How do you say his child's name?
You don't. No one has yet said.
Okay.
Grimes published a exegesis.
The baby formerly known as.
But you know what? I'm not gonna hold him to the fire on this because it's very likely. Certainly, I have friends, celebrity friends, who would never reveal their kids' names because that's a bad thing to do. So they tweeted that the baby's name was X, an elite AE A-12. They also tweeted a post of the baby with face tats. Those aren't real. Don't worry. Grimes has broken it down. I love it that Elon had a baby and Grimes had a baby, and together they had a baby.
Elon has a lot of kids.
Yeah. This is his fourth, I think. He has twins. Like his sixth? Jeez.
I thought he had 5 children.
How many mates for that?
I think the first were just with his first wife, or maybe it was the second. It was with a long-term wife.
Long-term wife.
Well, I don't know.
Here's a picture of Grimes, just to give you some idea where this comes from. When she tweeted, she says, X, the first initial, is the unknown variable. Thank you. AE, she says, is her elven spelling of AI, love and or artificial intelligence. I is love in Chinese.
This is his 7th child.
Wow, 7. That seems like a lot. But he doesn't have to raise any of them, so it's different for him. Some people pointed out this elided A and E are sometimes called an ash, and thought maybe.
No, I never knew what that was called.
Yeah, maybe the kid's name is really Ash, and this is just a joke. Because when they get to A-12, she says that's the precursor to the SR. She wrote 17, but she meant 71, which of course is the Blackbird stealth fighter. She says our favorite aircraft. No weapons, no defenses, just speed. Great in battle, but non-violent. And A is, as a secondary value, Archangel, my favorite song. And X is Metal Rat. I don't know.
Oh, Elon, his first child died.
Oh,
of SIDS at 10 weeks old.
Oh, how horrible.
And they were all with his first wife.
Oh,
Justine
that's so
Wilson.
sad. Oh, that's terrible. That's got to be
And he has
the
5
worst.
other sons.
Wow.
Twins and a set of triplets.
That's right. Triplets and twins. That's right. Yeah. He also managed to cut $3 billion out of his personal fortune by tweeting, my stock's worth too much.
That was just, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. I don't care. You know what? He's a billionaire. He can do whatever he wants because they're better.
Would you go to
than the rest of
Mars
us.
with this man?
I wouldn't even buy his car anymore.
No, I wouldn't either.
This was actually a factor in my deciding not to own a new Tesla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just don't know if I could trust that company. They seem so strange.
Well, you don't trust any company these days.
Or billionaires.
I'm going to buy a
does
Ford.
Leo trust?
I trust Ford. Ford is a real company.
Have you decided what to buy next?
Yeah. Well,
Ford.
do I
Golden
ever need
Mustang?
another car? Yeah, it's the Mustang Mach-E, the electric Mustang.
Right, okay, right.
I have a
Which
deposit
is
down
pretty
on
cool.
that. But I also have a deposit down on a Model 3. They keep calling me saying, you want it? You want it? You want to buy it? You want to buy it? We will any day now see the Apple Google coronavirus API on our phones. Apple's already got it out in the beta of iOS 13.5. Some people are already sharing pictures of it and so forth. They've released sample code. Bruce Schneier wrote an interesting, I don't know if do you guys know who Bruce Schneier is?
Yeah.
Security expert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the people in the world, besides Steve Gibson, I really respect and trust Bruce Schneier. He says, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He says, this is his post, me on COVID-19 contact tracing apps. My problem with contact tracing apps is they have absolutely no value. I'm not even talking about the privacy concerns. I mean the efficacy. Does anybody think this will do something useful? It's just something governments want to do for the hell of it. To me, it's just techies doing techie things because they don't know what else to do. He says there are 2 big problems, false positives and false negatives. the end result, I won't go into the details, but he does a pretty good job of saying why this is senseless. The end result is an app that doesn't work. People will post their bad experiences on social media. People will read those posts, realize the app is not to be trusted. The loss of trust is even worse than having no app at all. The idea that contact tracing can be done with an app and not human health professionals is just plain
No one's
dumb.
saying it would be done without human health professionals.
Well,
Everyone says you must have the human health professionals in legion. In legion. The question is, does finding out you were depends on what you were doing. If you were in the store and you found out you were near somebody who had it, is meaningless to you. But if you went to, a friend of mine has to go to a funeral. And if you find out 2 weeks later that the people there have it, then yeah, that's going to be useful to know.
But that's not the information you're going to get from the tracing app, by the way. The only information you're going to get, because of the way Google and Apple have figured this out, is you'll get a notification saying at some point you were near somebody who had it. You now need to quarantine for 2 weeks. As Schneier points out, because of the Bluetooth technology, you don't know if you were on the other side of the wall from that person.
Every New Yorker is going to be getting a message all the time. Yeah.
And so after a while, people are going to say, look, I've been told to quarantine for the rest of my life. I'm not going to do it because this isn't useful, because they're actually not going to tell you anybody's name.
I said this like 4 weeks ago. I just want to.
You were right. You were right.
I talked about false positives and signal strength and how you won't know how long you've been around someone. Anyway,
you did, and we kind of deferred it to perhaps that Apple had thought about this and come up with some way of measuring the strength. You were talking about strength of the signal and stuff
and time,
but apparently Apple hasn't, and it's not going to be. It's a very typical. This is kind of what I was talking about with Eric Schmitt. Silicon Valley solution, but doesn't come from a real world point of view. You know, in Silicon Valley, we think that technology can solve everything.
Well, there is value for some of this in some places. New York, maybe not. More remote kind of areas, maybe.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Yeah, here it might be useful. Yeah.
And again, it's technology. When you understand how a tool works, you can design something that fits that tool. So it's possible that you could, algorithmically try to figure out like time and signal strength and variability. But yeah, I'm just going to say that I am glad that this is now happening a couple of weeks later.
Yeah.
I want to be somebody who people listen to.
You were on, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned Bruce Schneier. Stacy's been saying this for weeks. Now confirmed by Bruce Schneier and the Brookings Institution, all of whom have raised exactly the issues you raised right from day one.
And the Intercept, the Intercept had a story. Yeah, they talked to the founders of Bluetooth who all said the same thing. Yeah. I was like, all right.
And because of the privacy fetishism.
It is not fetishism to want privacy.
No, wait till I finish. Wait till I finish. As a result, there's going to be no effort to have aggregated data.
Right.
And so that might be useful, at least at an aggregate level, for government to know who's behaving and who's not, and where hotspots open up and that kind of stuff, but they're not going to have it.
A lot of governments, Australia wrote a similar app, not using the Google Apple API, because they wanted the information, but their app has to run in the foreground, kills your battery, and you have to enter your location. So the whole thing, the problem is the same thing with the Singapore app, 25% adoption rate. So you need humans. You need contact tracers going out and doing that.
Oh, you absolutely do.
Are we hiring a lot of them? Is this in process?
Yeah, there's 100,000 people have applied in New York.
Okay.
Washington, D.C. is hiring them too. But I was going to say you also need trust in the agencies implementing this and gathering the information. So right now, do I want to give Donald Trump's administration as a journalist, my location all the time?
No.
Probably not.
You'd fall out of a window.
Which is the point I was trying to make is that that's the way it would be useful, but that nobody's going to do that.
Yeah. So, and then the same people don't have trust in Apple and Google. So, I mean, again, I'm going to go all the way back and say this is why we need to think privacy issues ahead of time when we connect things to the internet and start touting all of this. And we also need to build regulations that make sense and that people can trust in. Else we can't do any of this. So
speaking of Australia,
This is when I get depressed and I say I don't care.
Yeah. Australia has decided that Google is making money by putting snippets from Australian news publishers in Google search and news.google.com, and they're going to have to start ponying up or stop doing it.
This is very Murdoch, and it means that Google will pull Google News out of Australia, I predict.
Yeah. Google said
publishers will lose.
It's like charging the news agency for putting the broadsheet up in the window as you walk by, so you could say, "Oh, I should buy that paper. That's an interest. I want to read that story." That's all they're doing. They say in their blog post they drive huge amounts of traffic to news sites, 24 billion times a month globally. Publishers want to be found by new users. They want the traffic. But we don't have ads on Google News, and we don't think we should pay them any money for access to this. You're right. So in the bottom of the official Google Australia blog, next steps, the government's response to the digital platform's inquiry acknowledged the substantial two-way value exchange between news media businesses and digital platforms. We've worked closely and constructively with news media businesses, the ACCC, and the government.
No, they haven't.
And we'll continue to do so to ensure we can continue to support publishers. This is meaningless. This is anodyne boilerplate, if I ever saw it.
Yeah, you have France is screaming that they're going to, we don't care. We're just giving up in life. That's it. Australia did it. It was over the edge.
I'm laughing at the idea of an anodyne boilerplate now. Like, oh, what color is anodyne?
That's the name of my new band, my new punk rock band, the Anodyne Boilerplates. Google is like a poster in the news agent window for publishers. This is from The Guardian.
Oh, I was like, is that Jeff?
No, it does sound like Jeff. Jeff's the only person who knows what a news agent is. Actually, in England, they do know
they don't
that.
exist anymore.
In England, they used to. But you remember
kiosks in Europe.
Kiosks, yeah.
They don't have newsstand type magazine sales things on New York streets anymore?
It's all gone.
Not anymore. No, it's all gone. In fact, Stacy, here's the amazing thing. They do have newsstands. Who the F designed them is beyond me. The only place you can put the newspapers is on a shelf, right? Where it's got a shelf on top of it and no one can read the headlines.
Rupert Murdoch designed that to protect his intellectual property.
They
used to have, in fact, even with the mechanical newspaper boxes, they put the front page.
You cannot see the front page. I never see the front page of the Daily News or the New York Post at all anymore. Never. And if you try to go out and buy a newspaper, a lot of those newsstands have stopped selling newspapers.
So do you think Google will pull out of Australia? I mean, is that really what
they pulled out of Spain?
Yeah.
They've threatened to pull out of all of Europe. Yeah, I bet that's not inside information.
Not that many people in Australia. What's Australia's population?
It's just Google News.
Yeah, it's 30 million. I don't know, something like that.
It's Google News. It's fine to have. But it's not just Google News. So Google News would pull out. But the other thing they would do is in search, fine, we won't do your snippet. We'll tell you, this paper has something, and you're probably going to get a paywall when you get it. So, click at your own risk, sucker. But
yeah, there's 25 million people in Australia.
I bet you
half
Googled
of them are on
that.
the beach at any given time. So
I did. I asked my nifty little my G assistant that is right next to me.
How many
the mic is still
people are in Australia? 24.99
It's actually 24
million.
Yes. Oh, you Googled it too.
Yes,
See?
I did. Hey, Pew Die Pie. How many millions of dollars did Pew Die Pie get?
Speaking of things to be sick of.
To sign an exclusive YouTube live streaming deal, Felix Kjellberg, the prankster and video game blogger, better known to fans as Pew Die Pie, has amassed more than 104 million subscribers and generated over 25 billion views to date. He apparently was making noise about going somewhere else, I guess. Remember, YouTube ended his reign, their business deals, 3 years ago over anti-Semitic jokes and Nazi imagery. He apologized. He gave money to the Anti-Defamation League and then said, that was a mistake.
This does not speak well of YouTube's character.
Yeah, well, he is.
Keep coming back
last
to
year
this.
he was the most viewed YouTube creator, 4 billion video views. So this is them acting in concert with their financial interest.
I know, but yeah.
What do you think, though? That probably gave him millions of dollars, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they probably gave him a guarantee. What Google does.
Still like, yeah, it's like engagement. They're like, hey, people sit and spend time with this, even though we think I assume they think it's crap. I don't know. We don't love this person.
But and Jeff, you've always been at pains to say we shouldn't judge what people want to watch. The content of YouTube is apparently very popular with certain people.
I just think that do you want to put your brand right next to him, interlocking arms?
Some people do.
I will say with young people, maybe they mature, and they'll mature relatively quickly. I mean, I do try to give people who are young the benefit of the doubt because we do stupid things when we're young. We do stupid things when we're old, too.
Stacy, we keep doing them. Yeah, we keep doing them. Right, Leo?
I don't know. I don't care.
I mean, some of the things I comment.
Wunderkinds. Now old people. We wasted
104
it all.
million subscribers. You want to watch some PewDiePie?
Sure.
No, let's not. No. This is not worth getting our stream taken down.
There he is, PewDiePie. I won't play the sound. He says, "Don't ever call me a Karen." So Karen, apparently, I didn't know this until recently, is what some people call white women. Is Karen?
White women, yes,
it's white middle-aged women who are unaware of their privilege and demand and wave it everywhere. So let me speak to your manager is the quintessential Karen phrase.
Okay.
It's the woman in front of you at the Botox doctor.
However, I will say it can be used to police women because the meme is so insidious and they'll be like, "Oh, you're a Karen." And I'm like, "No, I am not a Karen."
That's what he's saying. He's saying the Karen meme has gone too far. Stop it now.
Well,
this is the woke PewDiePie?
I think PewDiePie just, clearly.
I haven't watched him in years.
He doesn't care anymore. He's sitting in pajamas on the floor. He's not, it's like, but this was put up today, and it's already got 643,000 views. Here's, look, I read Mad Magazine when I was a kid, and probably the same old farts that I am today then said, "Oh, it's going to rot your brain. You shouldn't eat Mad Magazine." And I admit it, my entire cultural, foundation came from Mad Magazine. My understanding of humor in the world and all of that came from Mad Magazine. It's absolutely true. And so I imagine there's a whole generation, including our son Michael, who's 17, and I asked him the other day, "You still watch PewDiePie?" I said, "Yeah, sometimes." He watches a YouTube video almost nonstop. Even when he's gaming, he's got YouTube going in the background. So it's always on. And I'm sure that his cultural understanding of society and everything comes from YouTube.
Yeah.
And so I think...
Hey, are you watching this? Oh, sorry. Are y'all watching SGN? Stephen Krasinski.
Isn't that great?
John Krasinski's Good News.
Isn't he awesome?
Yes.
He got a couple of billionaires to surprise graduates with sage advice. Oprah, Steven Spielberg. Because graduates aren't getting a graduation, right? Poor graduates.
Oh, no, now everybody's trying to do this. YouTube's doing it. Yeah. Facebook's doing it. John's doing it.
Before the episode prior, he got all of these. He asked for recipes from people who watched the show, and he got Momofuku, David Chang, Guy Fieri, and someone else to
make
cook,
them. Wow.
To make the recipes. And then he donated $3 million to Guy Fieri's, or he had Pepsi rather donate $3 million to Guy Fieri's fund for workers. And it was very touching. I mean, I don't love Guy Fieri, but watching him get that news and just reacting and just people being nice to each other. We don't have enough of that.
He was a parent at my kid's high school, and I really don't love Guy Fieri, but that's a story I shall keep to myself. But you know what? He's beloved on TV. He's a great TV host, and he makes that hamburger look good every single time he bites into it. I don't understand exactly what's going on with some good news. Like this is YouTube, right? He's got multi-million followers in just a few weeks. It's very entertaining. It looks low production. It's obviously very, very high production. I don't know. They're putting, I'm sure, tons of money into it. It's my guess that, I said this before, his management team has decided it's time to really put John Krasinski in front of the American public because he needs a late night show. And the Jack Ryan thing is only iffy. So it's my guess that this is really a career play.
Yeah, but a good thing.
What is Twit? It's a career
personal play too.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's definitely doing something for the world. It's really good. I'm not saying that. Do the kids watch it? I don't know. What is?
My daughter and I watch it together.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah.
I mean, my daughter is not like. I mean, I don't. When she watches on her own.
When she watches it, does it make sense to her? Because I feel like it's aimed more at you than it is your daughter.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's.
But she likes it.
Just she understands English. It's not a high concept show.
It is in English.
Yeah, she gets it.
Can't say that for Pew Die Pie. This is the one that came out 5 days ago. Almost 2 million views already. It's huge. He's got 2.26 million subscribers. No ads. Well, maybe. Oh, I don't know though, because I'm on YouTube Premium. So
no, because he does have. There's no ads, but he does have. Like PepsiCo did the $3 million. Yeah. He calls people.
He's got clout.
Yeah.
He's got clout. There's no question. He is. For people who don't know who John Krasinski is, you might better know him as Jim Halpert from The Office. Or Jack Ryan, which you probably don't know.
Or the director of The Quiet Place.
The Quiet Place. Star. Yeah, very talented guy. And as I said before, he's the next, in my opinion, Tom Hanks. We always have to have a Gregory Peck or a Tom Hanks or Gary Cooper, a star who's just like a good person.
Stacy, question for you. Is he handsome?
Sometimes. I mean, I think all movie stars can be handsome with the right lighting, if that makes sense.
I don't think he's handsome with his beard, but he was always cute on The Office.
I thought he looked terrible on The Office. Oh. He obviously looks better than Jack Ryan.
Big nose and kind of an odd-looking guy, yeah.
But he was relatable.
His personality was very appealing.
You'd never say Tom Hanks was super handsome, but you don't want to be super handsome. Actually, Gary Cooper and Gregory Peck were handsome. Yeah. He's not bad looking. He couldn't be horrible looking, but
right, okay.
And he's married to Mary Poppins, so something's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
He's married to Emily Blunt. She's cute.
My wife Lisa says, "Oh, he really married up." So he must have the same opinion. She must have the same opinion. Yeah. Here is
a lot of people are like, now I see why Emily Blunt married him. Karsten wants us to know that he is so handsome. I'm not sure if he's so handsome or if he is so handsome.
I'll give you this. He's got excellent hair.
He does have
excellent hair.
You can tell it's starting to curl in on itself in this little pompadour thing.
Just like mine.
Also does need.
Do you think Emily cuts his hair when they're at home?
I don't know.
That would be pretty funny.
He also has really well-groomed eyebrows.
Well, that's easy to do. You can do that yourself.
No,
Leo.
Yeah, if you're willing to take some
well-groomed eyebrows can be tough. Have you not ever taken too many eyebrows out?
Oh, yeah. You don't want to overdo it. It's really a matter of
Leo. Have you done it?
No, I have somebody who does it. I don't do it myself.
No, wait. You do?
Of course you do. I do. Don't you?
No. I don't want the old man big bushy eyebrows. You know, the guy takes off the excess.
They put the blue wax here. They put the blue wax there. And they go and rip it off.
How does the thread thing work? I've never understood the thread thing. See in the mall, they got these thread things and they're doing this to the eyebrows.
I've never had the thread thing. I've only had wax.
Oh, we need to get Stacy so I can find out.
Yeah, Stacy fell off. You'll have to ask her. She's our expert on female grooming.
I'll bet Karsten knows.
Karsten also. There you go,
Stacy. Stacy, I got a question. I got another woman question for you. Oh, Lord. The thread thing with the eyebrows. How does that work? Ready? I can't figure that out. What they do in the mall.
Thread. I actually have never had them threaded, but don't they just wrap it around your little hairs
and
just
tweezer.
go?
It's just like a tweezer. Yeah.
Why don't you just use a tweezer? Wouldn't that be? How do you wrap a thread
not as
around the
exotic
hair to
to
pull
use
it out?
Dude,
that
I
sounds
don't
like it's
know.
a big.
Well, because not everybody had tweezers. I mean, it's
Jeff, you'll have to tell me, Jeff and Stacy, whether I should care about this, because I don't. Facebook announces its first 20 picks for the Global Oversight Board.
I can tell you about this.
Please do.
Because I got the preview before it happened, and then I was part of the press conference.
So here's a guy, definitely looks like a robot. Mark Zuckerberg, waxy skin. There's definitely something non-human about him. Do you think he's an alien?
I wish he would invest in. He's clearly had someone help him, but he should invest in some additional assistance.
What would you do? Would you get some tanning cream there, or
no? But I mean,
haircut's
his powder,
bad. The
haircut could be better.
Yeah,
you could. Just a little bit of powder.
A former Republican U.S. federal judge, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate from Yemen.
Former Prime Minister of Denmark.
Former Prime Minister
my friend
of Denmark.
Alan Rusbridger, the former editor of The Guardian, who's brilliant as part of this.
Nice.
It's a very impressive bunch. They went very high.
Vice President at the Libertarian Cato Institute and First Amendment scholar John Samples. Michael McConnell, former federal judge appointed by George W. Bush, heads the Constitutional Law Center. They got it from the left and from the right, right?
Yeah, they did. They did. Jamal Green from Columbia's First Amendment Institute.
He's at the Knight First Amendment Institute.
Yes.
Couldn't get the Tau guys involved, huh?
Guess not. No.
Okay.
So they announced all this. They expect them to work 15 to 18 hours a month.
Yikes.
They'll be set up in 5-person mini tribunals.
God, that sounds like a lot of work. The cases are referred to them by Facebook, by the way.
Facebook or users.
Oh, really?
Users can also go in.
Oh,
or the board members can decide on their own.
Good. Okay, good. Yeah.
And it's both Facebook and Instagram, which I think is moderately new. Not WhatsApp, obviously, because you can't really see the content of WhatsApp. So the money that Facebook, $130 million trust, irrevocable trust given over from that, they'll be paid. I'm told they're paid a good amount.
Well, you'd have to be 18 hours
a month.
If you pay them $25 an hour, that's gonna add up to some real money there.
Yeah. You could buy a Tesla after 5 years. So interestingly, they're setting them up with hardware. And I said, in the question time, I said, hardware? So I guess it's security, so that they can use the same system that is used to monitor things by the content checkers at Facebook. So they'll have access to stuff.
Interesting.
Is interesting, yeah. They were going to have them together for an orientation in person. That's not going to happen now. And they'll get orientated to how Facebook does things and what the rules are and blah, 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 blah. There are the head of it all is the former head of Article 19, which is a big human rights organization. Then there are 4 co-chairs, and the 4 co-chairs worked with Heidrick and Struggles, the headhunter, and Facebook to pick the rest. And there's 20 members now, and then these 20 members will pick the next 20, and they'll end up with 40 members. That's what I know.
There you go.
So it's like a Facebook chain letter?
Yeah.
I've been tapped for the oversight board. Please join me.
One interesting question today from the press. Well, they didn't ask me, by the way, so I wouldn't mind an extra little gig right now.
Yeah, 18 hours. That sounds just right.
That's just right. Just perfect.
Yeah, just
perfect.
Right.
It's my weekend. Yeah, it's fine.
Fit that right in.
What was I was going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. See, Stacey, don't get old. You get old, you get depressed, you lose your memory.
I thought you were going to say, don't interrupt me. And I was like, sorry, dude.
No, we interrupt you. It's only fair.
No, it's just me. I forgot
Tennis
what I was gonna say.
Tennis guy, are you excited that Serena and Venus and Sharapova and Naomi Osaka will be competing in a live-streamed Mario Tennis Aces doubles tournament this weekend?
It's very cute.
Faced off in the Mario game with celebrities like Karlie Kloss, Steve Aoki, Gigi Hadid. It's the stay-at-home slam. They're going to stream it on Facebook Gaming.
I want to know, is there a
wait a minute, Justine gets to play John McEnroe?
Yes. No, I think aren't they commentators? They're the commentators.
Oh, they're the commentators. Oh, nice.
Yes, John McEnroe and Justine, pretty cool.
She's gone places. Wow. Man, I used to know her when.
Fancy.
We knew her when, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that'll be fun. Okay, I might watch that.
Yeah.
Almost as good as our match game. $1 million prize goes to charity.
And I'm betting, no matter what it is, I'm betting Serena Williams will just kill them all.
Do you think she's good at a video game, though, right?
I would. She's good at whatever she does. She's gonna have us.
There is a little bit of a ringer because Naomi Osaka apparently is an Overwatch fanatic, so she has some video game skills.
That's a hard game.
Of
the U.S. Open, maybe.
Maybe, could be. Sunday, May 3rd. Oh, we missed it. Oh.
Well, now we can find out who won.
How on top of the news we are.
Aww.
Did Serena do? How did she do? Let's see.
Better find out.
I'm Googling it.
The nice thing about this, you don't have to get out of your chair to do it.
Let's see. Oh.
Is there a video? I wonder what it
Taylor
looks like.
Fritz and Addison Rae clinched the stay-at-home slam, a virtual... Is this the right one?
Yeah, stay-at-home slam. That's it. Play apart together. Play apart together, not playa part together. I see playa. I think
beach.
I see. Okay, so the little
Taylor
boxes.
and Addison beat Venus and DeAndre Hopkins.
Wow.
They advanced. They beat Venus and DeAndre 6-0 to advance to the semifinals. There they faced Madison Keys and Seal. There they beat them 6-0.
Wow.
And then they met Kei Nishikori and Steve Aoki. Are those tennis players?
Aoki. No, he's a DJ.
Oh, Aoki.
So it was they'd have a real tennis player with a celebrity. Aoki is the celebrity.
So I put the video in at the bottom of other, just so sound up. You can just see how it looked.
We can see it. At this point, we're doing anything we can to enjoy life. So I'm not going to knock it.
Nope, I'm not going to knock it at all. And Justine has her pink headphones on.
Yeah. I'm so proud of her. She's done really well.
I am too. She's amazing.
Yeah. She used to be a regular on some of our shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this is kind of
got to spend a little time with her at South by.
Yeah. This is a new I won't turn the sound off because it's just annoying. So this is a new platform for Facebook, by the way. So it helps.
I was going to say, I think this was a way to show off Facebook's new Twitch thing.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. There's an angle to everything. It's
cool.
It's cool.
It's cool. Stay-at-home slam champions.
Now. See, we all like Facebook now. It's okay.
I will say, my husband went out and bought an Xbox because he missed sports so much that he was like,
"Yeah,
I need to play sports." So he and my daughter play. Yeah, it's sad.
Cute.
It is so sad to see this man without his sports.
It's so sad.
What's his sport of choice?
He is he's from St. Louis, so he's a St. Louis Blues fan and a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
Hockey.
So hockey first, followed by baseball.
Thank you for telling me that. I had no idea what sports those were.
Yeah, it's okay.
Neither did most of our audience, so you're in good company.
Yeah.
But you do, I bet, know who Tim Bray is. I've known Tim Bray for years. He's legendary. I didn't realize, I'd kind of lost track of him. I didn't realize he's been a VP at Amazon and distinguished engineer at Amazon Web Services for the last 5 years. Quit.
In a huff, I would say.
In a huff. I quit in dismay.
A proper righteous huff.
And I
was going to say, let's not call it a huff. I think
it's a righteous huff. A righteous huff can be a great thing.
Principled.
No. Oh. This is a huff for a good
cause. It's a principled huff. No.
Yes.
I quit in dismay, he writes, at Amazon firing whistleblowers who are making noise about warehouse employees frightened of COVID-19. By the way, that warehouse where they fired the guy for organizing had its first COVID-19 death this week. What with big tech salaries and share vestings, this will probably cost me, Tim writes, over $1 million pre-tax dollars, not to mention the best job I've ever had working with awfully good people, so I'm pretty blue. But I have to say, I really respect the principle.
You too.
Of course, I'm going to still shop Amazon because it's too much trouble to shop anywhere else. But I'm glad Tim cares.
They've got to. They've got to get their act together, and
they can't keep this up. This is terrible.
They can't keep doing this to people. They've got to have a new policy.
I wish there was something as easy to use as Amazon out there. I would use it.
Target online is easy. Walmart's easy if you can stomach Walmart, and they don't. And you. The nice thing is about Walmart online, you don't actually have to go into Walmart, which is nice.
I try to find the same things I get on Amazon at Walmart, and I can't. They don't have the same sewing supplies. Amazon comes to my door every day of the week, pretty much now. There's always a package or two, and I'm feeling really guilty about it. I really am. And Tim, God bless you.
Well,
for
stop
doing
feeling guilty and do something.
Well, I need to have something else. The problem is I need supplies.
Well, Amazon is not even delivering things as quickly anymore. So
I know, but I still order them and then I get them a few days later and it's fine. The problem is I'd have to go to a dozen other places to find whatever things I want.
Not if you order online, then who cares? You're ordering online.
Well, it's a lot easier just to go straight to Amazon and get it.
Sorry.
Anyway, you're right. You're right.
Again?
You're right. You're right. I can't say you're wrong. You're right.
Last night I made the only order that matters. Wine.
I will endeavor to do better. I am going to start shopping Walmart and Target for my sewing supplies. What is going on? Why is Stacy hanging up on me? Does she hate me? She hates me, doesn't she, Jeff? She says she cares about me, but I don't think she does. That's really why I'm depressed. I'm depressed because Stacey Higginbotham thinks I'm an ass. No, I'm not. And I think she's got some technical issue that she's addressing. Oh, look, she's now on the Internet of Things. What are you doing?
Yeah. So my backdrop keeps coming back. This only when y'all call.
Is that why you've been hanging up?
No.
Why have you been hanging up? Just so people don't think it's me.
No, it's I don't. My connection keeps going away, but it doesn't.
I don't find that credible. I feel like you're
No, you were laughing a little too hard saying that, Stacy. You got him.
No, but I'm still on the chat. I don't understand. Skype just keeps hanging up on me. Let me fix this. Hold on.
That's all right. You could be on the internet. You know what? Plug away. I don't mind if you have the Internet of Things background up.
Oh, no, I hate those because then you get this weird, plus you can't see my flowers. Everyone look at my flowers. They're so
where'd
pretty.
you get those? Is that for your birthday?
Yeah, it's a belated birthday gift because they started delivering flowers again. Anyway, they're so fancy. I need a fancier house.
They're really pretty.
They're and they smell delicious.
Did you get them elsewhere in the house too? Is it just one bouquet or did you get a bunch of them?
No, it's just one bouquet. It's from my godmother, who still sends me flowers even though I'm 42.
How's she doing with your religious education? Is she really keeping you up?
She actually started me studying science.
That's the kind of godmother you gotta have. That's a good godmother.
She bought me my first microscope and brought me into her office to show me an electron microscope.
Oh my God, that's fantastic!
Wow.
Yeah,
did she say something like, "You want to see God? Look through an electron microscope"? Because
she was an OB-GYN. I think she wanted me to become a doctor, but regardless.
Now, how's she doing? Is she working extra hours in Texas?
Well, she is retired now.
Oh, thank goodness.
She is older, but she is also dealing with cancer. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is. Sorry. And on that note.
Hey, nowadays we're all in cancer's waiting room. If it ain't the COVID gonna get you, it'll be some tumor.
Yeah, we gotta cheer you up, fella.
Leo.
Jesus.
I hope I'm not bringing you guys down.
Oh, hey Jeff, bring in a bottle of booze.
Oh, no. We were doing a warm up for Cinco de Mayo, which was yesterday. So on the 1st, Lisa said, we got to warm up because we haven't been drinking lately. I'm going to make margaritas. So she made margaritas. I had one.
Oh, you pre-gamed Cinco de Mayo.
I was pre-gaming. I had one. I was asleep on the couch at 8:30. It was not good. I felt terrible the rest of the day. It was awful. So no drinking for me. Doesn't cheer me up. In fact, it could be really the precursor to all of this. What else?
Okay, so I will say I've stopped drinking.
Yes,
this
drinking's
is Stacy's COVID-19 sanity tips.
Good.
And I will tell you, I am in the midst of tapering off my antidepressants, which, as my husband pointed out, is a really terrible time to do so.
No, I think not. No. You can get depressed with me.
It's something I've been trying to do.
Let's get depressed together.
But, no, I'm feeling happier.
See, isn't that interesting? But I should point out, that's when you're at the highest risk of suicide is when you taper off the antidepressants. So be careful.
I'm aware. You're killing me right now. I'm telling you, you're really causing. But point being,
I am such a beam of sunshine.
Every day.
Get outside. I agree.
A walk.
You know what I have been doing?
Can't do that.
Yes, every day. I'm doing the same thing every day.
I've been bicycling to work and back every day.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then notice. And then here's my big 2 pro tips. Don't drink.
Yep.
And then 2, every night.
Yeah.
Write 3 things you're grateful for.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah.
It's so simple and so cliche, but it really does help. And yeah, you can still drink if you want to drink.
I did stop watching TV at night.
Yeah, that's cool too.
That was not good. We were watching Ozark, and I finally said to Lisa, this is too violent. I don't like this. It's dark. I don't want to watch this. Yeah. I'm not going to watch it. And so I've been, reading and listening to music and stuff like that. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Or watch something like Parks and Rec.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think I feel my brain turned into jelly.
Did you watch Billions yet this season?
I did watch the first episode of Billions.
How was it? I haven't watched it yet. I've been saving.
So that's what we're trying to decide what to do. With Killing Eve, for instance, we're saving it up because I want to watch the whole season at once. But Billions, we cannot bring ourselves not to watch it because it's such a good show.
I think I'm going to do it. Yeah.
It'll be the same way with Succession when that comes back, if it's going to ever come back. I think.
See, I never got into Succession. Billions was way better. But I will tell you, I've been watching office comedies. Because I miss...
You miss The Office.
I didn't even go to... Yeah, but you miss having the camaraderie of an office.
So which office comedies do you like?
I like Parks and Rec. I know they're old, but I like...
Did you watch The Reunion? I didn't get to see it.
Yes, I did.
What did they do?
It made me feel
I saw them singing about the horse, Sebastian.
Yeah, and... was it awesome television? No. Did it make you feel good and bring you back to like Parks and Rec?
Well, and they're all superstars now, right? Shoosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, someone said in the chat they've been rewatching The Golden Girls. That actually, I was watching The Golden Girls.
Jesus, I don't know if I could do that.
Not gonna do that.
You don't have to. But like
now that I'm their age, I'm really not gonna watch it.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay, I never saw that. Okay.
Oh, okay. Brooklyn. It's just late.
Yeah.
I've been watching Letterkenny just because it's hilarious and wrong. And Community, yeah.
Community, that's good. I started watching that, and then I couldn't take it, so I stopped.
Is it too annoying?
It's a little annoying. Okay. I watched a couple episodes, and I thought, I get it. I understand it. It's funny, talented, a little frenetic. I didn't like the style. There's something about the style, the way that they're delivering the one-liners beat, and then another one-liner and beat. There was something about it that bugged me.
What are you talking? Which show?
Community.
Oh.
And then I did start watching Dave, which is weird. That's on Amazon Prime, I think. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. What We Do in the Shadows.
That's a good show. If you like vampires, it's a vampire comedy.
Andrew hates vampires, but he likes that show.
Yeah. It's better. It's good for people who don't like vampires. I don't like zombies either. I'm done with zombies. No more zombies.
I've never liked zombies.
Well, now that we're all in zombie land, where the actual zombie apocalypse is happening.
Yes.
Yay has finally...
do you want Andrew? Because he knows this.
Does he have an opinion on this? Remember that the public interest registry, .org, was sold. was sold to a company, a for-profit company, and the deep concern was that they would raise the prices. This was probably fueled by the fact that ICANN, right before they did it, lifted the lid on pricing on .org registry. Coincidence? I don't know. So Ethos Capital, which was going to acquire the Public Interest Registry and all of its assets from ISOC, the Internet Society, for, I'm imagining, a significant amount of money, has been told by ICANN, no, you can't do it. We can't have a for-profit organization owning the .org nonprofit registry. So, good. Now, I don't know what that means. Does ISOC continue to hold it? Maybe Andrew knows, but...
I can go check.
That's all right. I don't care that much.
I don't know. We don't talk about domains very often, I'll be honest.
That's Andrew's business, so...
Well, I know, but
No, I know you know. I'm telling. Hey, you know what, Stacy? I hear Andrew's in the domain business.
I was like,
No,
yeah,
I know
Leo,
you
I'm
know
aware.
that. Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. Hey,
I'm not a terrible wife. I'm just
what does my
moderately
husband
bad.
do for a living? This is shocking. This is shocking.
I didn't say anything
For many
shocking.
young people, being a paid content creator on social media is the dream job, but it's not as easy as it may look. A Vice guide to 2030 says TikTok creators are working harder and making less.
Oh.
Shocking.
Breaking news in the Internet of Things.
What?
What?
Are you going to talk about the Sonos stuff?
No, Wink is about to move to a subscription model.
Oh, that's not
What
good.
the what?
That's not good.
What is?
They don't deserve my money. They sucked for like the last 6
I'm
months.
disappointed. So
Okay,
you'll
sorry.
have,
Go on,
okay. And Sonos, also in the IoT sphere, announced new stuff, a new sound bar, the Arc.
You're going to keep doing this?
No, I'm never buying another Sonos piece of crap again.
Okay, fine. Good.
But if you wanted to, you could. No, I've learned my lesson with Sonos. I already have two, not one, but two Sonos soundbars. $800 for this thing. 800 schmeckers. Dolby Atmos, which means it must have up-firing speakers. You know, look how nice it looks on your wall, underneath your TV. Where's the picture? It disappeared. Okay. Immerse yourself in the music, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I have a hard time getting too... Yeah, see the up-firing speakers. That's so it can make sound come from above. And custom woofers. Precisely angled tweeters. 800 smackers. That is a lot of speakers, though. That's... You know what? I have to admit, my Sonos soundbars do sound pretty good. This is the new one. What else? Yeah. What else did they announce? They announced some other stuff. New products from Sonos. Next generation Sonos Sub and the Sonos 5 speaker. I have all of these in their predecessors. The Sub is $700. Sonos 5 is $500. Sonos is for people who don't really care how good it sounds, but they just like the convenience of it. Because it doesn't sound bad, but it's really pricey. Those 5s looked pretty, though, don't they? I like how they look. Not going to do it. Nope, not going to do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Dr. Strangelove.
So why is Wink charging a subscription fee? Stacy Higginbotham, star of Stacy on IoT.com.
Hold on. I'm still... Hi.
While you
recording.
do that, I want to scare Jeff with a wobbly bridge. Don't look, Jeff.
I put it up here.
Don't look, Jeff. It's wobbling.
This is why I put it up here as this. I'm not crazy. This is why I hate bridges.
It's undulating because of the wind.
I'm not crazy. The whole metal thing is... Yeah, no.
Were you pre-traumatized? I know the trauma really comes from 9/11, but were you pre-traumatized by the 60th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge and all those people getting on it and it's starting to buckle? Did that help?
Didn't help.
Didn't help. Yeah, it was like this. A suspension bridge is, if you think of it, just a roadway suspended by cables. It's just floating in the air.
Imagine being in that traffic jam as that's happening.
Yeah, it's going up and
I'm
down.
not insane, people. Bridges are not meant to be.
But it's not going to come down in most cases.
Most cases, just when I'm on it.
Unless you're in
Because
Italy.
I've got a
By the way, they
cloud
fixed
over
that
my head.
Genoa bridge.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I can answer your question.
Oh my God.
gosh.
Go ahead.
Sorry, that was a little North Dakota there.
It was good. I liked it.
It was.
Oh, you betcha. Go ahead there, Stacy.
Sorry. So Wink is going, so short too. They've been having troubles for a while. They haven't been updating their software. They hadn't been paying their employees. We all thought it was, I put mine away. I was like, it no longer works. But they want us to know that they're still there. They really want to provide us with services, but they can't because they want to keep your data private.
They had a bad
blah.
financial model. Now they're going to charge it. I think that's fair.
And now they want to charge you starting though next week. $5 a month, $4.99 a month.
That's not bad. You pay that much for, Nest Cam storage and stuff like that.
Yeah. But if you don't sign up for a subscription, you will no longer be able to access your Wink devices from the app with voice control or through the API, and your automations will be disabled on May 13th.
Do you think
that sounds about as bad as Sonos?
Is there a risk that
worse.
people are going to kind of start rejecting IoT because of shenanigans like this?
I just wrote about that last week because Automatic shut down.
Yeah.
And I think if you're going to, yes, I do think this is a problem for the community.
People
I think people are going to be like,
yeah. By the way, Stacy lives near this bridge, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
oh yeah, why did I watch that? It was terrifying.
Is the bridge still there?
I don't know. I've gone over the Tacoma Narrows.
Galloping Gertie.
See, not doing it. Not doing it.
It's nobody's.
There's two bridges there now. I don't know if both of them are new or what.
Maybe one of them didn't make it.
Not doing it.
It's a suspension bridge. That's how it works.
Bob.
That's how it works. As long as the cables don't break, you're okay.
The reaction my body is giving me right now.
I know it's really mean of me to be showing this.
Oh, Jesus!
Jeff,
Christ.
close your eyes.
Don't look, Jeff. It's okay. You're not on a bridge now.
Can I look again?
Yeah. Not showing it anymore. But you started it with your damn wobbly bridge post.
I put it up there. I wanted demonstration of my lack of insanity.
Why did your city shut down its subway system?
To clean it.
Really?
There was a daily news story about what a mess it was and filthy, and the homeless were all staying there.
In my knowledge, never ever been cleaned.
No, it's
right?
better than that.
That's how it smells.
But no, it's better than that now. But now every night it's going to shut down, and they're going to go in and clean all the surfaces, which is Herculean.
No kidding.
And nobody's riding it now because.
Is it empty? Are people not riding it?
Yeah, it's 95% ridership down.
And of course, some people have to, and that's the real issue. Is there are people who must go to work, despite the dangers. They must ride mass transit despite the dangers, and it's for those people we want to keep this clean and disinfected. And thank you you're all my heroes.
New York's a wonderful place. It just pains me so much to see New York hurt again.
I know. It is terrible. We're all hurting though, Jeff.
We are.
Fortunately, Twitter's going to warn you before you send a vulgar tweet from now on.
I saw my European friends screaming about the puritanical Americans doing this BS.
Really?
Yeah.
Clearly, they've never been trolled by on Twitter. It's not going to stop you. It just says maybe you want to think about it before you post that vulgar.
I haven't tried it yet. Have you tried it?
No. I should though, shouldn't I? Should I do it right now?
Send a vulgar tweet? What is it? What does it mean to be?
I'll send it to you, Jeff, because you won't take that personally.
Right.
Let me see. What is vulgar? What would be considered vulgar?
The F word will work.
Okay. Let me tweet. At Jeff Jarvis. F you,
I never liked you.
And the bridge you wrote in on.
You came in on, yeah.
I'm now going to tweet that, and people are going to say, why did you say that? It did not stop me.
It didn't stop you.
Okay. Now I have to tweet, I am so sorry.
It was just testing
that
Twitter.
Was a test of the... Jesus Christ. Oops, can't say that either. I bet I can't say that. My first Instagram tweet or post, I think, had a vulgarity in it because I didn't think anybody was watching. And a teacher scolded me saying, there are kids on here. I was like, okay, sorry.
There are a lot of kids on Instagram.
Yeah, but this was like in the first week of Instagram.
There were a lot of kids the first week of Instagram.
Yeah, maybe even then. Anyway, I apologize already.
I try to avoid vulgarity.
Should we mention the new Earn It Act?
There's a new Earn It Act? What?
Well, they're going to try to do it. Ron Wyden has created the Invest in Child Safety Act to counter the Earn It Act, which, of course, we believe is really just a a covert way of trying to suppress encryption.
Yes.
It seeks to establish a new office under the direction of the White House to better streamline the government's efforts at identifying and prosecuting online predators. $5 billion allocated for it, without, threatening to withdraw Section 230.
So this is Wyden was a co-author of 230. So this is him trying to protect the internet.
Yep.
God bless you, Senator.
And Matthew Green, who we highly respect, cryptologist at Johns Hopkins, says, quote, unlike other recent proposals which use Silicon Valley as a scapegoat while failing to fund law enforcement agencies, this bill is a serious attempt to provide resources to the frontline agencies that do this essential work. All right. Right on, right on, right on. So the Earn It Act is still out there. I don't know what its status is because nobody's in town. But good. Now you can credibly say, I support online safety for young people without supporting the Earn It Act. Invest in Child Safety Act. Write your Congress critter and say, hey, instead of that stupid Earn It Act, why don't we actually fund the people doing the work? This might work better. Why are Elon Musk and Tom Cruise doing a movie in space?
And who's paying for it?
NASA confirms Tom Cruise will make a movie aboard the International Space Station. Is he going to go up there? Yeah, they're going to shoot an action film in space. NASA tweets, is excited. This is Jim Bridenstine, the administrator, is excited to work with Tom Cruise on a film aboard the space station. We need popular media to inspire a new generation of engineers and scientists. There's no way they're letting Tom Cruise go up there. It's not a mission. This is not an Onion article.
Made no sense to me.
Deadline says it's not a Mission Impossible film. No studio is in the mix. It would be the first narrative film feature shot in outer space. I'm thinking Tom's going to narrate it. She hung up on me again. Elon tweeted saying, should be a lot of fun.
NASA supposedly has confirmed this. I just have trouble believing this.
We'll see. If I would do it if they'd let me, but I don't have, Tom Cruise's sex appeal. But
you know Esther Dyson's story with the shuttle?
No.
When they sent up a couple of rich people,
there
was a Russian who was paid the money, but you had to have an alternative. And so Esther was his alternative. Oh. She did all of the training. She did absolutely everything to be able to go up, and then he still went up, and so she didn't get to go.
So there are tourists up there. So I guess Tom could say, I'll give you $1 billion or whatever. And NASA likes this. It's good publicity. NASA's very, very sophisticated when it comes to PR. So, all right. Okay.
But I'm just feeling there's a Scientology angle here too.
Oh God, no.
No.
Are there
Thetans Xenu, he's from space?
Yes, that's right.
See, there you go.
I'm going to see Xenu.
Is Elon and he's going to get Elon Musk and Scientology.
Now we're all staring at you, Stacy. We're all staring at you. Let's wrap this up so your family can get on that Zoom call they've been waiting to do.
I don't think they are. They know better.
No, it's okay. By the way, what was your good news, Stacy Higginbotham?
I was wondering, because if anyone thinks I'm pregnant, we're in trouble.
I know. We
have found a place to live.
Yay! I thought it might be that. Do you like it? Are you buying it?
Potential. We're buying. We should close at the end of the month.
Congratulations.
And we are eligible for up to 2 gigabit Comcast internet, which is really applicable here right now.
Fantastic. Will you stay on the island?
Oh.
Or are you going to have to drive the bridge? What happened?
What happened?
Do you not want to say?
Stacy.
Do you not want to say?
No, I will stay on the... No, I froze again.
Oh.
I will stay on the island.
Okay, good. You said at the last time we talked, there were only a few houses. Did a new one come available, or you just lower your standards?
We found a house.
Okay.
I think we had to raise our standards.
Oh.
And money.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, Stace. I'm so happy for you. Do you like it? Tell us about it.
I do like it. It has this great view. There's a bald eagle that lives outside. I'll have my own office that'll be like super podcasty, and
nice.
It'll be great.
I'm so happy for you. That's great. I know
That's
you. I know
great.
that was
So
a
when
cause
do you
of real
move?
anxiety.
Yeah, it was a huge anxiety problem. When do I move? The end of June, because we're going to buy it, and then we have to replace the roof. It's on a well, so we have to
Oh, you're gonna love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm there too.
I'm there too. We'll all be on wells.
Stacy, does it have a whole house generator?
It will by the time we get
Good.
there. Yes.
Because when the power
Okay.
goes out, or a big battery with the solar panels would work even better.
That's right. Being a Tesla person, you
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah, actually,
You could replace the roof with solar.
Yeah, and get a
But
power.
Seattle,
wall.
there's never sun.
Well, there's enough sun.
Yeah, it's-
you generate some.
Because the well pump goes down when there's the
Yeah,
power
no
goes
electricity means
Which means
no water.
you can't even
Can't
flush the toilet.
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
yeah.
Buckets.
Speaking of toilets.
But
It's not fun.
Are you on septic?
we are on septic, but I've been on septic before, so that's not.
Well, it's
scary.
not bad if it's a good well. It's not bad at all. In fact, we get the best water in the world. Of course, we got a lot of filtering and stuff so that it is the best water in the world. But
So
it's
here's
Yeah,
the
we
question for
did-
you.
no
a lot of
chlorine in
testing.
it. I can use it for my sourdough starter, which is nice. It's really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I disagree with my
fluoride
wife.
either.
She
No
wants to
fluoride.
do the water softening. My parents used to have water softening. It always felt oily.
It's a little slippery. Yeah.
so I love
Yeah.
having soft water.
Yeah, we do
I love
too.
it for
yeah.
my clothes. Your clothes they don't get the hard water is worse on them.
Yep.
Your coffee tastes better,
Yep.
I think.
You don't rinse
you
as
get
well
over
with
the
soft
oily-
water.
You just don't feel clean at the end of a shower.
No, you just use less. You learn how to use less soap,
Right.
and some soaps work better with softer water.
They may not. We have a modern Culligan water softener plus a UV light that kills anything in the water. Plus, then for the refrigerator and the coffee sink, we have additional reverse osmosis and charcoal filtering. That water is so good. Even the water without the extra filtering is so delicious and so pure. I'm very, very happy with it. I think it's better for you, honestly. I really do. And I don't feel slippery. So I think maybe a modern water softener, you wouldn't have that problem.
We'll see. There's also an ionizing thing that keeps the minerals in the water so it doesn't deposit in the pipes.
Do that. Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have it all the solids taken out because we don't want
So does the house need anything else? Any bathrooms you have to redo or anything, Stacy? Or
But there's like kitchen stuff, and
Good. You're going to get
and
the house
I will
of your
tell everyone
dreams.
it is not the $10 million house on Bainbridge Island.
I know.
I'll
Can
just
you
let
believe
know.
how quickly they jumped on that? Jeez.
I was a little worried about that. I'll be honest. I was like, should I tell them or should I just wait?
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
all right. It's very rare that people come to your house. It's only happened a few times to us. Oh, that would be it. This would be a nice place, though.
yeah, it would be nice.
It's a former army barrack or army.
It kind of looks like it.
base or
It's very
something.
square.
Yeah. Oh, U.S.
Ooh.
Navy is the operational command center. It's
Ooh.
fancy.
Oh, this is nice. And a
Yes.
mere $10 million.
That is not my house.
It's a mere $10
Actually,
million.
I couldn't afford the
That
closet.
is my house. You should show up there and we'll all go swimming in the indoor pool.
Yeah. Nice. Nice, everybody. Look at
10,000 square
Stacy's
feet.
new place. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Really, really sweet. Congratulations. I couldn't be happier for you. Can you believe it? $10 million and you only get 4 bedrooms? The hell?
I know.
Wow.
Well,
It's ridiculous.
how many bathrooms, though?
It's got like 7 bathrooms. I don't know. I guess it's really more of a public place.
Yes. You know, the indoor pool takes up a lot of space and
Oh,
money.
yeah. Indoor pool, baby.
The bar.
Yeah, the hotel-esque bar. And one of the rooms looks like a closet, like a full-on closet. So
Do you ever wish you could live in a place like that? Yeah, look at
No.
that. No?
right now our housekeeper can't come, so we're having to clean our house, but we're still paying her.
Yeah. Just think about that. Yeah. Good
Yeah, I'm like
point.
7 bathrooms. No, thank you.
You think you'd have to have a rotation.
So, Stacy, how much stuff was in storage that you just haven't missed? And you're going to look at it and say, why did we even move this?
Oh, I mean, we have, I think, 2 rugs rolled up, but we don't have anything in storage. We don't
Oh,
have
you
a lot
don't?
of stuff.
Oh, I thought you had a separate truck of storage stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
oh no. So
No.
you, okay. Oh.
I mean, I have a there's a curtain over here in my study with an alcove with some boxes with like paintings and
No, I thought you meant it like you left it in a storage place.
No, someone was talking about that. Oh no, that was a different person. Okay. No, there's nothing. Nothing.
I thought you
That
said
was
that at some point.
Jeff.
You had to do that. Okay.
That was the other Stacy. You know what I'm saying?
When you moved temporarily in Austin.
Yes, we were in an apartment for like 6 or 7 weeks.
Hence the sense.
See, I'm
of
not crazy.
The confusion.
I'm not.
You're
crazy.
not crazy.
I understand that. Let us
That was just
let us wrap things up.
And we're not going to do a. You know what?
I don't want to do a change log. I'm sick
Fine.
of it.
That's
I'm
fine.
tired of it.
That's
There's
fine.
nothing
That's fine.
interesting.
We don't want
in
to put you over the edge. We're not going to put you over the edge.
This is exciting, though. This is a neural net that generates music. Jeff, you're going to, not you, Jeff, my Jeff, you're going to be in trouble. He's a drummer. He's a musician.
I thought I was your Jeff.
You're my Jeff, but not the Jeff who's the drummer and the musician. Are you ready to hear what it sounds like when the OpenAI jukebox starts a rockin'? What's cool is they can do it in different styles. Now, some of these are pretty good. Like here's the Elvis Presley style. Lyrics also by the AI. You ready? This is the OpenAI that Elon
From
Musk.
dusty tail, almost scarf, but the lip hitch tells the heart. With my closeness, with my health is decline.
Sounds like Elvis, but I don't think Elvis would have sung from dirt to lipid to cell to heart with my toe, sis, with my O, sis, with time. That sounds like something an AI might make up. Do you know who Alan Jackson is? You country fans do. This is a song for me, a cheer-up song.
All you know it's gonna be alright.
Yeah.
Let the darkness fade away.
Yeah, baby.
Did Alan Jackson do Tall, Tall Trees? Who was
The
that?
same.
I don't know. He did Don't Rock the Jukebox.
Oh,
Just as long as I ain't there.
I think AI has the country really down.
that's
Really
'cause
down.
Country is like the second most formulaic thing ever. He did do Tall, Tall Trees.
Tall Trees. I like Joe Jackson. I mean, Alan Jackson.
That is Alan Jackson.
Yeah. Here, though, is pop music, which I would argue is fairly formulaic in the style of Katy Perry. I feel like I'm in a bad dystopian dream.
That wasn't Katy Perry. That was like,
It didn't sound like Katy Perry at all.
you know what it sounded like? It sounded, did you ever see that movie from like the late 90s, The Commitments? It was about Irish people doing soul music.
yeah.
It sounded like their songs or Bonnie Raitt. That's true.
OpenAI's Jukebox is at jukebox.openai.com. Forget paying for Spotify, Apple Music. You can get your own for free. Here's a little Celine Dion and Ella Fitzgerald together at last.
Serena's fires only shining just on me.
It's actually kind of,
God, it sounds like Christmas.
it's weird, but in a way it's kind of interesting. I mean, like then some
Bing
of these,
Crosby.
some of
Or Bing
these,
Crosby.
by the way, the lyrics are helped out by the OpenAI researchers, and some of them are not. And they get really weird. Here's a Bananarama.
Okay. Just to stop this, because it's painful, I'll give you another. Have y'all talked about This Meme Does Not Exist?
No.
Oh, Google it because it's not a.
This meme does not
this meme
exist.
does not
I do
exist.
remember this. This is these are generative AIs, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I do remember this.
Gan built memes.
Yeah,
I
Gan-
was like, I think I was gone last week, but
No, we didn't talk about it last week, but I
This-
think we've talked about it a while ago. So these are generated by artificial intelligences using GAN. They're not very good.
No.
They don't even make any sense.
some of them are really fantastically accurate, though, I will say.
Let's see.
like,
here's
they-
here's Leonardo DiCaprio. Thank you for the world cold. Okay. Here's the most interesting man in the world. What do you think he's going to say? No one knows. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I can't say that one out loud. Let's see what the Doge has to say. Who let the Doge out? Okay.
Very lesbian.
Okay, I can't read these on the air, so I won't. But there you have it. How about little Yoda? Is it going to be backwards? Memes I am. Memes that is. Meme that is.
Oh, that one, that's okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, here's the one I just got is the force is with you, then not anymore. So
whoa. Yeah, because you can have them do more. You know, it's not refresh. Predicting.
So, Leo?
Yeah.
The responses to your tweet?
Yeah. Oh, dear. Are you kidding me? Oh, God. I can never go on Twitter again.
You may want to delete that.
Oh, I could delete it, couldn't I?
Yes.
Anyone have context about this?
No, I just put a second tweet saying I'm sorry. I was.
Wow. I missed something, says Ryan Wakefield.
Oh, God. Now people are
Jim,
going to believe it.
what has Jeff Jarvis done now? You can't. That guy, you can't take him anywhere. Michael Martinez. I usually listen the next day. I guess I'll find out what this is all about. Oh, my
God. Well, you know what? This might have been good for ratings, so I'm not taking it down.
What?
Wait, what? You know, it's not easy having 500,000 followers on Twitter, but somebody's got to do it. All right. That was my lousy pick. What do you got, Stacy? I usually let Stacy start, but she's frozen
again.
So why don't you do a number, Jeffrey?
Oh, okay. Oh, geez. Okay.
You got a bunch of them.
Yeah, I got one I like here, which is Lufthansa has a travel and mobility tech newsletter that's actually pretty good. A little depressing for them right now. But they looked at the entire market capitalization of Air France, KLM, United, Lufthansa, American Airlines, Delta Airlines.
Yeah.
It's less than Zoom.
That's depressing. That's really depressing. So if you add them all up, all the airlines, they're worth $35 billion. Zoom is worth $37 billion.
And the 5 airlines' revenue in 2019 came to $205 billion. Zoom's 2019 revenue was $622 million.
Wow. By the way, this is the revenue in 2019. This isn't even the COVID revenue.
No.
So that's just how much Zoom is doing.
Yeah.
Wow. Should have bought that Zoom stock when I had the chance.
Oh, should I have?
I actually sold all my stock when this started. I said, I'm getting out of the market. I don't know what the hell's going to happen.
No, this is when you buy.
I'm going to wait till it crashes.
You can't just try to buy. Just buy periodically. It's not as exciting.
Are you talking about dollar cost averaging, Stacy?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because that's the savviest, easiest way to do it.
I took everything out because I'm an old man, Stacy, and I won't have a chance like you young people to recover.
So did you take it out before or after the crash?
Oh, I lost about 10% on the value it had been.
Oh, okay.
But not a huge
early
amount.
on.
Yeah. And actually, I give a lot of credit to Lisa, who is somehow some sort of magical financial wizard. We had a huge retirement fund, what they call a defined benefits plan, a pension fund that the whole company was using. And for some reason, I don't really understand. In January, she said, yeah, let's take that out of equities and we're going to put it all in money market. In January, she saved that fund more than $1 million. And the way these things work is if you lose money, the owners have to make it up because we have a responsibility for the pension to all the employees. So everybody should thank Lisa Laporte because your pensions are safe thanks to her financial wizardry. And,
wow.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that incredible? It was a fairly substantial chunk. And her financial advisors really tried to talk her out of it. They said, oh, no, this is the time to get in. This is a bear market, a bull market. This is a 10-year bull market. No one knows. The sky's the limit.
Yep. My problem is there's stuff I would have gotten, but my capital gains would have been killing.
Well, yeah, I don't want to look at my tax bill next year because I will have some. But
maybe your business will lose money and you can offset it.
Oh, it probably will. Yeah.
Hey, we're supposed to cheer him up.
Stop.
I know. I'm sorry. That was my bad.
No,
that was
that's
my
cheering me
bad
up.
angel speaking.
That's cheering me up. Yeah,
Your left shoulder.
I did get.
My left shoulder
got
angel.
out of everything. Got out of it all. It's all retirement money, so there's no tax liability until I retire, which could happen in about 5 minutes from now, actually. Did you? Oh, that was the number. Zoom.
Oh,
was
you
the
gave your number?
Travel.
I'm so sorry.
Well, because you froze up.
Froze.
And so now it's your turn, Stacy, for your thing.
Okay. Next week I have some really good things, but this week, what do I
was
have?
curious if you've tried this because I saw the news about it.
No, I have not tried it yet, but it is now for sale. So that's why I put it in here.
So
And
we have
it
a
is-
deadbolt in our door, our front door, as most people do, one hopes.
It is nice because it doesn't look like a smart deadbolt. It looks like your existing deadbolt. It fits in. I install these types of deadbolts all the time. The way this looks from an installation video perspective looks exactly like what I've installed. It takes maybe 6 to 10 minutes. You do have to get the right size, though, for this one.
Right,
And that's
because you already have a
important to know.
hole in your door for the existing deadbolt.
Yeah, you basically unscrew it's roughly 4 or 5 screws, and everything kind of falls out into your hands.
This makes me a little nervous. It uses a C cell. How long is that going to last? And can you get in your
So-
house when it dies?
They usually die in a way that is very aggressive in the app that tells you that it's about to happen.
And it looks like there is a key, or is there?
I don't
Is it
know
only Bluetooth?
yet.
Yeah.
No, there's usually
It's
some
gotta be a
sort of
manual
manual way.
override.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very
But-
cool looking. I really like how it looks.
And pay attention to these C cells because you're going to see them in more places.
Really? Why
just
is
so
that?
you know, because you can make things smaller, and as more companies put out products that use them, people are going to stock more of them in their home.
Why a C cell? I've never understood this. Like some of my things want AAA, AA, C, D. I have a
Because you
clock that has 4 D cells in it. Like why?
Well, it's basically like a size for performance, or so that gets you the equivalent of roughly 4 AA batteries. Maybe 3
I
AA
see.
batteries.
So it's more compact than the AA's would be, and certainly
Yeah.
easier to change.
Yes, those are words. Those are the good words. Use
are
those words.
I see shells by the seashore. Somebody says that's not a seashell. I don't know what they're thinking. Looks like a seashell. Seashell. No, I can't say it. Looks like one of them. Okay, but you don't. Is Level a good company?
It's a new company.
New.
So I don't know how we feel after Automatic, PetNet, apparently Wink, and
know.
other companies have been shutting down. So
It would be
Yeah.
depressing to not be able to get in your house because the company shut down.
I don't think.
Stacy, which length is best for my door?
There are 2 common backset lengths, standard and long. You just measure.
Yeah, it was like, I can't tell you now. I have to see your door.
See my door. I don't think,
Most-
honestly, Lisa, being the smart person in the family, would not let me get this.
Okay.
Do you have a Bluetooth deadbolt?
I have a Wi-Fi one right now.
Do you like it? I mean, the nice thing
Yeah.
is you can open the door for people, like the kids or whatever. They say I can't get in, I forgot my keys, whatever. You can open it from work, which you never go to. But if you did, what else? What are the other benefits?
So I have one with a keypad, and I like the keypad even without the cell phone connectivity,
Right.
Because you don't have to carry keys.
This does not have a
I-
keypad, so I don't know exactly.
No, so you have to have your phone, which
And you can
I
give
don't know,
a
I take-
code to your cleaning person.
No.
yeah, you.
way?
No, because
Well,
this doesn't
not
have a
in this one.
keypad. She can.
Not this one. The keypad.
Yeah.
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 Well, you can credential people via the app.
Oh, but then they have to
For
put the
this
app
thing.
on their phone. Do you?
Yeah, that's the downside there.
Yeah. Do you have a Schlage in August? Which one do you have?
I have both,
I won't
and I
ask
used to have
anymore.
a quick set.
Quickset too. Yeah.
I mean, I used to have a lot
I
of.
like IoT, and I do have a doorbell camera, but I just get nervous about the lock being an IoT device. Not that locks do anything, except they're just really
I
recommendations.
was people always ask me that. I'm like, look, I have a quick set lock that you can open with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Right.
way easier to open my door lock than it is to actually hack
It's
into
just
the.
symbolic. It's just symbolic. It's like, please don't come in here. Although I have to say, we have bars on our door and everything. I mean, you'd have to really You have to batter it down, but I guess people could do that. Works with iOS and Android. It is $230, the Level lock from Level.co.
And it's HomeKit certified. That's the other thing.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, then I trust it more because Apple's in the mix. What do you do on Android if you're not HomeKit then? We have iPads and everyone else in my family's on an iPhone. So this is built to ANSI grade 1-stroke A standards and protected by the best-in-class data encryption. Open from anywhere with Apple HomeKit. Just ask Siri, open the door. I was wrong. It says it has a CR2 battery. That's one of those little dime batteries. But it looked like it had a bigger battery. So I don't know. Installs seamlessly inside your current inside?
Yeah, you don't change out your deadbolt.
Oh, so I still have a deadbolt.
So you always still have a deadbolt, but it looks like from the outside, no one can tell you have a smart lock.
Oh, but the key doesn't do anything anymore, right? You can't stick the key in the lock.
Okay, well, this is where now I have to
unclear.
Ask me this next week.
Yeah, are you getting it? Are you getting it? Are you getting it?
I'm definitely getting a demo of it. I don't know if I'm getting it.
You got more locks than Carter has little liver pills.
I have more locks than I have doors.
Yeah, that's awesome. Put this on your desk. Cool.
They actually send you those if you ask for them. They'll send you a little faux
desk
door.
Oh, a little tiny door.
A little tiny door that you unlock.
I want a little tiny door.
Yeah.
If you just put it in the wall, you got a little thing.
And then Stacy can slam it on you.
People would think, what do you have, a turtle that can open the door? What is that door for? What is I want a little tiny door.
Oh, I should have shown you something different. Okay, next week.
Save it.
No, next week I have something better. The week after that.
We have a backlog. Now we've got a problem. Somebody
She's just trying to keep you going, Leo.
Chat room
She's trying to make sure you come back.
That's adorable.
Oh.
Thank you, Chicken Head. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. You made my day today. Stacey Higginbotham, thank you for pretending at least to care. She is in charge at Stacy on IoT.com. What?
Oh, can I plug something?
Yes, please.
Hey, you guys, I'm doing an event on why IoT did not predict COVID-19 and how we can build up an infrastructure that can give us warning and detection for this and other pandemics.
Oh, this sounds great.
It is going to feature the CEO of Kinza, the smart thermometer maker, an epidemiologist from Scripps, and Dina Mendelsohn, who is director of health policy at a company called Electra Labs that does
amazing
validation of consumer wearables. So this is how to make it like medically certified, basically. Wow. So we're going to talk about why didn't
Kinza tell us this was happening?
Exactly. Why didn't we know?
Yeah.
The simple answer is we weren't looking for it. But we're going to get into that and talk about what's happening and what we need to do going forward. And it'll be May 20th at 11 a.m. PT. Yes, 11 a.m. PT. And you can go to stacyoniot.com/COVID if you would like to sign up. And it's totally free.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely attend. That sounds great. Why didn't
you might be recording a show?
Oh, what day of the week is that? May 20th.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll be on the air with Windows Weekly. They don't need me. I can watch and do the show.
Well, it'll be archived too.
Nice. Oh, you're producing it.
Yeah, this is me.
This is your thing. That's awesome.
Oh, yay.
Congratulations, Stacy.
So, yes.
This is just the beginning. Yeah.
It is.
You know what's cool is you don't have to have a venue, so this makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
I'm hopeful. I mean, this is my first one, but I was really excited. Like, I literally woke up one night. Someone actually tweeted me. It was a doctor who listens to the show. He's like, I don't understand why we didn't have this.
We should have known.
Like,
yeah.
That's a great question. I know who to ask.
Well, tell
Inder, we should do it for everyone.
I get up every morning and I do my Kinza thermometer, make sure I'm not dead yet. And although my temperature seems low, and then I wear an Oura ring, which also shows me temperature fluctuation and other things. I think this quantified self is kind of useful during all this, so I'm very interested.
Are you part of the Detect study?
I am.
Okay.
fact,
And the Oura Ring study.
Yeah, the Oura Ring is doing with UCSF a study. Apparently, they're going to send me an antibody test, but I did just take one on Monday, so I don't know if I'll need another one. But I guess a second opinion is always appreciated.
Well, considering the error rate, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But
or you just store it until you after you feel sick again.
Well, yeah, and what are you going to do anyway, right? If I said, "Oh yeah, you got the antibodies," does it mean I run out and frolic in the park naked? Maybe.
So Dr. Neil Ferguson, who was one of the primary people setting policy in the UK, he's part of the SAGE committee, the secretive committee. And so he just had to quit. This is very British because off with your heads, Charles I. Because his girlfriend came over to his house.
Yeah, except
now, mind you, Dr. Ferguson's had the disease, so if there are antibodies, he has them.
There were two missing points in this. One is he's already had it. Two is they said, and his married girlfriend, she's in an open relationship. So firing him seems a little.
It was so British. The British just loved to literally lop off your head.
Yeah. Well, that could be that could have a negative consequence. So everybody go to stacyoniot.com, sign up for the newsletter, then go to stacyoniot.com/COVID and register for that event. Is there a limited number of people who can attend?
I don't think so.
We'll find out what Zoom can do.
Well, I was going to say, I'll let you know.
Yeah. I think you're going to get hundreds of people. That is really an interesting topic. And you've got excellent people.
Yeah, they're really smart. Like, I've talked to all of them and think they're all just the cat's meow. Jennifer Radin actually created the DETECT program.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, at Scripps. Yeah. Thank you, Stacy. We're doing our own event on identity. Did I mention that? I did mention that.
No.
The Last Pass event.
Yes, next week.
Yeah, next week.
Oh, the Last Pass event. Oh,
yeah, next Thursday. So that's going to be fun, too. That's also streaming. Honestly.
Why don't you repeat what time it's on, Leo?
It'll be Thursday. I don't know what time it's on.
Sorry.
11 a.m.? I don't know. I don't keep track of these.
And this is the part of the show where we pitch poorly.
That's what they do at the end of Stern. Everybody has their plug, right? But it's already 9:30 or 10 in the morning. Everybody's at work.
Where are you going, Joke Man?
The event is not on the Twit schedule. That needs to be rectified.
Oh, well, we'll fix that right now. That is an oversight. It should be on the Twit Live schedule.
Karsten says it's at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Thank you, Karsten. Yes, Pacific time, because we're in the Pacific. It should be really interesting that Steve Gibson, Andrew Keen, Gerald Buchelt, cybersecurity and identity trends. He's wrong. It's 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Because he cares about where the world.
He thinks he's at Harvard still. Thursday, May 14th. Thursday, May 14th. 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern time. See, it says it right there in pink. You don't have to show that. You don't have to show the ad copy. It's like looking behind the curtain. Pay no attention to that ad copy. I make it up as I go along. Jeff Jarvis.
It's from his heart.
He is the director of the Townight Center for Entrepreneurial Journalism at the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism at the City University of New York, and a much esteemed colleague and former TV guide.
And a friend.
And he, at least, is a friend.
Yes.
I just like to tease you, Stacy.
It's so brutal here.
I'm so sorry. Of course, you're a friend. We're all friends here. We are. Thank you. It does, honestly, it always cheers me up to do this show. I really enjoy it because you people you and Jeff are smart, interesting, and that's one of my favorite shows to do every week. One of my top 10 shows every week.
The highlight of the week for me, too.
Yeah,
especially now when I have nothing to get me out of the house. Just I can stare at you guys.
And as I said on Twitter, Jeff, no. We'll see you next time. We do This Week at Google every Wednesday, 1:30 Pacific.
Every damn Wednesday.
Every dang, diggity dang Wednesday, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern, 20:30 UTC. You must tune in and watch us live at twit.tv/live. There's audio and video. If you're around at that time, you don't have to, though, because
whether or not, please subscribe.
That's right. We have on-demand versions of the show. It's a podcast. All you have to do is either go to the website, twit.tv/twit, or as Jeff says, Jeff knows, subscribe. That way you'll have a copy available on your device the minute you need it.
Formerly known as a netcast. But now,
I gave up.
A podcast.
I gave up on that too. I give up on a lot of things. Basically,
it's good to give up and accept
caver.
where you're at.
Be
where you're at, Leo.
I am where I am. And just like Popeye, I am what I am. That's all that I am. We will see you next week. Thank you, everybody, on This Week in Google. Bye-bye.